Ready as I'll ever be.
Except 2 people aren't on Roll20.
What?
I'm getting there.
Not either.
It's been a long
I know,
life.
I'm
There's
teasing.
many things to open.
I'm there.
I know you are.
I know you know.
That's why I said 2 people.
I know.
Honestly, I'm glad we're taking a hiatus because I'm getting stressed. I mean, I've been stressed, but it's just been mounting more and more.
For the 0 people listening right now, but future watchers, we are not taking a hiatus. Shan is taking a hiatus. We will still be streaming on every Thursday.
A D&D
but we
hiatus.
are taking a hiatus from D&D. That is accurate.
Yes.
We will still be streaming every Thursday, though.
That's what I meant. We're taking a D&D hiatus, and I'm taking a hiatus.
Not life. That made it sound...
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
I'm gonna be gone
sounded
forever.
worse.
This is the last y'all will get to see of me.
No,
not funny. That's incredibly not funny.
But, no, I mean, I'll see scheduling-wise, like, if I can make it for, like, a Thursday night stream. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you can play it by ear. I think we're all...
Yeah.
We all understand.
It's gonna be a week-by-week thing.
Yep.
So we'll see.
But we are going into our pre-October and October spooky season games, and I've picked out a whole bunch of them for us, so that'll be fun.
Very excited.
Which really, what's the saddest part of it is that I'm going to have to be the one playing it, and I can't just hand the mouse over to Kate whenever scary things happen to freak them out.
Yeah, no, I will not be playing any of the scary games. I don't think it would even be entertaining because
y'all have fun with that.
I'll get to just
I'm good.
cower under a blanket.
I do get affected by jump scares, so you'll get that out of me at least. It could go. It could be fun. I mean, you guys will still be affected by it because you will be watching it, so there.
Yeah.
Everyone will still get to watch you guys, be scared. Just that, again, I can't force you to be the one playing it. Ugh. Well, anyway.
My hair's got a look today. Ooh.
Is everyone in now? I think, yes, everyone's in now.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I'm in. I can't remember what I was doing last.
You're just
chilling with Gail.
Because you weren't here.
Yeah.
I was chilling with Gail.
You missed me, so Sienna, you're doing a recap, right? Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Yes, I will do a recap. Are we ready to start?
Yeah, because Krax and Tim are both working right now, so they're...
That's right.
I don't know if they'll come
ready
later,
as we'll ever be.
Yeah.
Our friend. Our friend. Alright. Oops. Okay, let me get this there. Okay, so, I gotta put Zahara back on the map. I had deleted you last.
I'm not quite dead yet.
It was mostly because it was easier to focus visually.
Y'all, I'm so excited for this new character I made, which I didn't actually make, but I made a whole idea for what I want it to be. Like my fire dancer pyromaniac character, who's kind of like Ty Lee, which I realized after I made this character, but I got too many characters I want to play.
Well, let's play this one first. So, Sienna, what's the recap?
So, last time we saw our party, we saw Zahara have a wonderful afternoon baking sticky buns with Gail. A thing that brought her back probably to her childhood. And we saw Estrella and Cade see some other people from someone's childhood.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about, actually, though. We saw no one of imports.
Right. Um, and Estrella gained her 3 gold, the rest of the gold necessary to barter passage in being smuggled on a Protectors of Ninda ship.
What do you mean gained 3 gold? Don't we have 3 gold?
Yeah, Estrella doesn't want to use her own money ever,
Yes,
so she.
Oh my
I
god.
was taught. I mean, I wasn't taught. I just know. I have a philosophy. There is a philosophy that you never spend your money. That's how you keep your money. You just steal money, new money, and then use that. That if if my mentor had seen me just give money out of my pocket, he would have disowned me.
Valid. So as we are, and so we saw Estrella and Cade have what was hoping to be a bonding moment of scoping out the town, or scoping out the city and pickpocketing. Although they did, play a very good scam of victim and then pickpocketer, from a guy that was kind of an asshole, so it's all right. And
It's okay to steal as long as they're assholes.
yeah. This guy,
I mean,
Shan, just to fill you in, this guy was berating the little Fearbold girl from Pick Your Poison. The one that you had met. He was berating her because he had bought a hive plant, and it gave him hives. And
What did you expect?
that's what she said.
bees.
And
bees.
what? Oh yeah, and then he thought it was going to be good for the bee population in his garden.
That's honestly, little fair, just by the name,
Yeah.
at least.
And she didn't seem too bothered by it. She's like, "What is he gonna do? Run me out of business? I'll just poison him." And
Oh jeez.
so you guys pickpocketed him, and then went back to the Gambler's Gambit to meet, and Cade met Specs, the Dragonborn mentor of Estrella, and was very interested to meet, but then promptly, instead of just having a drink at the bar, he just came back over with you guys to Gail's house for dinner.
He basically invited himself to dinner.
Yeah.
So I still need to meet him then.
You have just met him. You and Gail have just set the table for dinner. You hear the bell of the shop open, and it's like it's past closing time, so you assume that it's that it is Estrella and Cade, and in walks Estrella and Cade, and this 6'10" Dragonborn.
6'10", Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
You don't remember that?
Yes, he's actually taller than me, which is impressive.
Yeah. And this is a halfling home, so he just is ducking through every doorway.
Oh, it's just like me growing up.
And yeah, and he sits down. You see that you didn't really think about it before, Zahara, but Gail had gotten out what is now the correct amount of plates and utensils and things like that, fully expecting Specs to show up, or someone. She's always prepared.
Okay.
For a random guest. You maybe
What a good hostess.
have as you have spent time with in Gail's house and around this area, not a lot of times, she, especially when you were little, she didn't let you just play in Smuggler's Row.
I would hope not.
Despite what Estrella may have been doing at a young age.
Uh-huh.
And but you probably have seen this Dragonborn, but you probably didn't commit it to memory because Gail never introduced you, so you didn't think it was anyone of importance. You thought maybe it was just a frequent customer or something.
Okay.
So you guys come in, and Gail says, "Specs, as I expected." Haha. And
As I expected.
Yeah.
That's
And,
Shannon saying that. Zahara doesn't know this person yet.
and so and she goes, "Oh, and she goes, "Oh, Zahara, this is Specs, Zahara," and Specs goes, and then
Zahara
just
says, hello.
and then immediately he does. This is going to be a very niche callback to probably none of you, but it makes my heart happy. So Riker from Star Trek, like Next Generation, it's something people don't realize, but whenever he sits down in a chair, he's so damn tall that Riker always goes back of chair and sits down. And it's something that once you notice, you can't unsee, and it's wonderful. So he pulls a Jonathan Frakes. Yeah, he pulls a Jonathan Frakes and sits down at this halfling table, but also because he is 6'10" and it's all halfling size, he's like this
He
now.
like barely has
like
to
he's
lift his leg then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. When Riker does this, it's with very little effort. That's why no one has noticed it, except someone made a compilation of eventually. That's why it's like barely noticeable, because he's just so damn tall. So yeah, he does that, and he sits down, and he immediately reaches for a sticky bun, because as we said before, in this household, sticky buns are for dessert, but dessert comes first.
So is Specs a DILF?
He's not a father of anyone that I'm aware of, but it's a father figure.
I would say I had equated him to like for Estrella's purposes, like an uncle figure, but like a cool uncle. The uncle who's probably gonna let you drink and just be like, "Don't tell mom," which in this circumstance it would be, "Don't tell Gail." And that's why you probably have never met him, Zahara, because Gail was like, this is my niece who lives in the country and who lives in the countryside and is very, she's like, "This one's precious to me." He doesn't get the privilege to meet you, kind of thing, as a joke. But now, like, he's probably mellowed out a little bit from over the years.
Oh, I
with
see.
the
I wasn't precious.
And, to be fair, you met Specs before you met
Yeah,
Gail,
I was already
so.
ruined from the start.
Yeah.
You're precious like a shrapnel bomb.
I want a t-shirt that says that. Precious like a shrapnel bomb. That's very accurate.
I love that as a quote.
That was good.
Kate Doyle.
To describe Rebecca. I mean Estrella. No.
Put that on my gravestone.
New shirt.
Yeah.
New shirt.
I'm gonna say, I will say, Zahara is definitely flustered around Specs. I know
I
he's
am
older.
going to tell you this right now. He is gay.
Oh, damn
I
it!
didn't even
I
know
am
that.
going to just.
Well, alright then.
I'm telling you that because Estrella would know this.
Okay. Noted.
Zahara doesn't, so she's gonna be flustered.
He also expects that. He knows.
I mean, he should have expected that when he went.
Can I make an insight check to see that Zahara is flustered by him?
Go for it. Zahara, are you trying to hide this?
I mean, I don't know if I'm trying to hide the fact that I'm flustered.
I don't have any dice.
guess-
I'll be right back.
I'm not trying to be obvious about it. So I guess, should I roll a deception check then?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
I
gonna.
got 17.
Oh boy.
Someday I'll start a stream and remember that I need my dice to play this game.
What is my...
It's actually impressive, Rebecca, how often you
I have a
Yeah.
+1 to deception.
I mean, at least they're in the same room, so I don't have to go far.
I got an 8.
Rough. I see the thirst.
Can I?
Yeah,
May I
you
also
100
check?
Go for it.
That's gonna be a fat 6, I think. I don't remember what my
A
insight.
fat 6.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, you know.
You don't see it then.
Well,
I have
you
to
do
bring
not
up
actually
my,
see it.
my...
Kate sees
But-
some red creeping into my blue dragonborn scales.
Yeah. But Estrella 100%. Well, the thing is, Estrella's probably used to this. Everyone's flustered by Specs. Doesn't matter what his sexual orientation is. He's still very much attractive from
You
both
know,
ends of the party.
He's
Um,
his name rhymes
And-
with sex, so what do you expect?
What?
I didn't say that out loud.
all right.
I'm just saying.
Rebecca, every time you speak out of character in your character voice, it really trips me up.
Which is very often, because I slip into that voice randomly a lot, so you know. But
But I would say that I think Estrella doesn't clock this because she's kind of used to it. Everyone
yeah,
gets a little
it's just
flustered.
a little assumption. I'm sure I can assume without having to see it for myself.
Yeah.
Also, I was wrong. It would have been a fat
Hell
9,
yeah,
not
we
a
got the
fat
shrapnel
6.
bomb.
Oh,
So.
if it's a 9, then you 100% see it. Sahara got an 8.
Oh, there you
Wait,
go.
it
It
was
was
a
a 9. I had to get
Yeah,
out my
but-
character sheet because I also didn't have that prepared. I came in this very prepared. I was
I mean, are any of us
I was like
prepared?
15 minutes early and I was still unprepared. Anyway.
I want to sit down next to... Are we sitting? What?
Yeah, you guys are now sitting around the dining room table having your what would be like the equivalent of rolls, but again, here they're sticky buns.
Yeah.
I want to, like, make eyes at Sahara, like, raise my eyebrows, and, like...
Subtly turn around in your chair and just go.
do, like...
That's like that one SpongeBob episode. I can't remember which one. It has something to do with Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, though.
I want to do that, like, fake
Alright.
thrust people will do. Since I also probably
Just
don't
like
know he's
this?
gay from this 30-second interaction.
Yeah, what do you mean by
This,
that?
the thing where you
Oh
like
my
do
God.
that.
But,
you
like,
know?
not,
But
like-
like at the table,
Y'all
at
need
the
to do
dinner
a
table.
self-check with this, because, like...
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, are you
I
doing
just
the
I
self-
give
That's
Specs
gotta
the
see.
eye. I'm just like because I know, you know.
Yeah, here, you want me to... I'll roll a perception check to see if Specs
What is
notices
this
any
whole
of this
thing?
stuff.
Oh,
What
God.
have you been
I
doing?
got 21 on myself, so...
You got a nat 1?
No,
I got a
21.
21.
Oh my god, I heard
Yeah,
nat
that
one, and I
one would
was
be
like,
she's just literally thrusting into the table.
So, Kate,
Just
remind
stand
me.
up on my chair and throw up.
That's what you're doing?
No.
You're literally in your chair doing
No.
that?
A
They said they got
not
a
like
21,
repeatedly
not a
thrusting, just
no.
like one like.
Oh my god, this is
thrust
the
with
worst
eye
thing.
contact
One-
and raised eyebrow.
Anyway,
Yeah, so that, Zahara's, like, scales turn, like,
purple. because it-
indigo. They turn, like, purple, yeah. All over her, like, her face
Anyway.
cheeks.
I would say
Her
indigo
face
is like
cheeks.
indigo is
Her
a...
other non-face cheeks? Do they
I
all?
think she meant
Not her
face
ass
scales.
cheeks, her face cheeks.
oh my, this is the
Um,
worst conversation, guys.
I'm very upset.
Anyway,
I was gonna say scales and, like, her cheek
Face
scales, and then I said face cheeks.
Yeah, he got a 19, just a nat
Yeah.
19,
Well,
whatever he
he
had.
knows. Everybody
Um,
knows.
He actually, I'm gonna say that Zara, you ended up sitting next to him, just as a kind of, like, almost reaction, just because you were flustered. And he just, like, he's eating a sticky bun, and he just looks at you and gives you a wink. And,
Oh,
no, Spexy, don't mess with the poor girl.
I just like...
Whatever
to
Zahara's
Uh,
eating, she, like, drops it and, like, frantically, like, tries to shove it back in her mouth.
Gail, and then
Or
Gail
she,
at
like,
the other end
no,
of the
actually,
table.
she completely misses her mouth, and, like, it ends up on her, like, the edge of her cheek. and then, she,
And then
like,
I say...
wipes it off real quick.
Yeah,
I
different
think
face
that
cheeks.
Gail clocking all... I'm not even going to make her roll for it. Just clocking all of this is just going to be like... is just going to say, all right, no flirting at the dinner table. So, and turns to Estrella and Cade and goes, so what did you guys do
I
today?
stole some
I
stuff.
see you brought home a stray dog. And she says that too, Specs.
Oh yeah, he just kind of followed. It seemed like he wanted food. You know, like stray dogs do.
Just like a stray dog.
That's usually the way it goes. I'm slipping into an accent. Gail doesn't have an accent.
Yeah, we just went out. We got a little, did a little procurement, and finished by procuring a passage out of town, which Specs still needs to. I guess he has filled us in, right? He filled us in on how to do it, or did I forget if we had that conversation on how?
No,
okay.
we
So
do not
which
have that
Specs still
conversation.
needs to fill all of us in on the details of, because I know
As he's eating, when you said procuring a, before you actually even address him and you say procuring a passage on a boat, he just like mid chew is just like, I'm smuggling them on a boat, and Gail goes, how are you a criminal mastermind?
I ask myself that every day, and yet here we are. And I'm pulling up Specs and Gale so that people can remember what they look like.
Yes, good idea.
There we go. Now they're on screen.
I forgot Gail is a MILF.
So we got a MILF
Apparently.
and a DILF in the same room.
Yeah.
What a combo. Yeah, smuggling us on some sort of military vessel or something, and I'm sure.
Sahara, this is the first you're hearing
I
of
thought I
this.
said it to her before. Had I not? Oh, maybe I just agreed to it and didn't say it to her. I kept it from her. I forgot. I kept that detail to myself, didn't I?
But Sahara, Sahara has now heard it.
Some sort of military situation, but
Zahara,
look,
girl,
I know what you're thinking, but it's not like we're doing this above the board. We're not just going like, hey army, sup, you want to put us on a boat and we'll be chill together? Cool. Like, that's not what's happening, obviously. It's someone who's like underground in the army, or in the, is it called the army? What would they be called? What are they called? Protectors, thank you. Someone who's like underground in the protectors, who's like a little, not exactly above the boards, like kind of a criminal, and so it's a little bit different. We're
Which
basically.
You did find out his name.
I forgot it, of course.
Tony.
It was Tony.
His name was Tony.
Yeah,
because I was leaning into the mafia vibe.
Estrella doesn't remember that at the moment. Estrella's not great at names, so so it's not exactly like we are going all buddy with the protectors. It's more like we're doing the exact opposite of that, and they're sneaking in under their noses and foiling all of their plans to keep us out of their noses. So
right, as long as my brother isn't on board.
I highly doubt he would have teleported down there by now. So like, it's been.
Did I know Sahara's brother is in the military?
Yeah, we met
you
guys.
him.
Well, you didn't meet him.
Well, yeah.
Remember, you got shitted on.
Yeah, remember the whole bird incident?
Oh,
Yeah.
You guys don't necessarily know that that's her brother. I don't know. Did you say
she said it?
I think I said it.
She's not nearly as cagey as I am.
That's true.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure.
Yeah.
True. No one is.
It's really a skill. It's a talent. I've worked on it for many years. Anyway, so you're all good with that. We're all good with the plan. It's going to go swimmingly, I'm sure, right? Everything's going to be fine. Right, Specs? Everything's going to be fine. There's absolutely nothing to worry about,
what?
right? Right? Nothing could go wrong, right?
Nothing could go wrong.
Things can go wrong. Ships sink. People find out about stuff. There are traitors, double crossers.
Well, this is already a traitor. What are you talking about? That's the whole point.
He could double trait.
He could double trait, yes. Okay, what are the
Zahara's
odds that...
gonna
How much do you... I mean, I know we don't trust anyone in this business, but how much do you trust that Tony is not going to double trait us? I mean, we have something on him that he is a single trait in the first place. So, like, we've got something on him, he's got something on us, we're on his boat, but
I'd say like 60-40.
In which
I mean, is he
direction?
capable?
60-40 which way?
Like-
Mm.
What do you mean? That's not an answer. Oh my god. Why do
If
Zahara
he
why do
demonstrates
I
on us,
trust
can't
you?
we just like put him down or something?
What?
We just put him down.
Tony or Specs?
No, not him. I point to Specs. The person who's getting us on this boat.
Well, the boat is going to be full of protector personnel, so if we put him down, we're going to have a whole bunch of other protectors there who aren't trying to protect us. I mean, I guess logistically they're supposed to be protecting us, but you get what I mean. Like, specifically
Zahara's
not
gonna,
trying to protect us.
like,
Though we do have a
make a
murder boat,
motion.
so there's always that as an escape plan.
We could just
Zahara-
toss
Yeah,
the dead
so
one into the
Tony
murder
gets
boat.
us onto the boat, and then if things go awry and he trays us or retrays or betrays or whatever traying occurs, then we kill him, of course. I mean, I don't love the idea of murder. Haven't done it before.
Gail-
Not really
Gail
my
speaks.
ideal.
Gail speaks up and
end to
says,
this.
No. No murder
I mean,
at the table.
well, it wouldn't happen at the table. I mean, I don't
No
want to
murder
kill anyone. I'm
talk.
just talking about in the
the
hypothetical.
table.
What do we do? I'm
Young
a
lady.
thief. But
No murder, no
lady.
flirting, no fun.
all right, well, yes, Gail. I
Zahara's
won't kill
gonna
anyone.
pipe up and say, "Are you sure it's a good idea to go on the boat with you know what that certain people are looking for?
Well,
I feel like it could
I
be
mean,
quite
they're not
risky."
going to be looking for it
Specs
from
pipes
us.
up at this and goes, "You mean the book?"
What?
You told
Did
him?
I tell him? I don't think so. Maybe I. Oh, yes, I did. I did.
You alluded
I
to
alluded. I didn't tell him specifically.
That doesn't make it any better.
Well, there's one. I mean, look, I don't tell many people many things, but I told him one thing, and you're always you're always complaining about how I never tell the truth. So who's a hypocrite now?
This
What
is
lies has
one
she
of the
told you?
things
Let me
that
tell you the
I-
truth. I'm all about the truth.
Yeah, see, he's all about the
Whole
truth.
truth and nothing but the
Exactly.
truth.
So help
me,
him, gods. Yeah, exactly.
So
I want to like cock my head at Specs and be like, I like him.
He turns to you and says, "What lies has she told you? I'll tell you the truth."
No.
I think it'd be easier to tell you what we know about her, and then you
You
can
know
tell us the
everything
rest.
about me. There's
Go for
nothing to
it.
tell. Specs.
I'd love to hear
Specs?
this story.
I
I
am. I'm going. Hold on. I need to think
Good
for a
thing I
second.
just pulled up his stats.
I did pull up my stats. This is correct.
No, I just pulled up his stats.
Okay, my plan is to hold on. What does this do? I am going to. All I can really do is attack with. Okay, well, you know what? It's not like I'm at Gail's house. I'm not going to have my, my daggers while I'm eating, probably. So,
No daggers at the table.
Yeah, that is the rule. That's stitched on a pillow.
But that doesn't stop me from having my playing cards, which I can throw. So I have my throwing cards.
What about an unarmed strike?
Go for it.
Oh, that's true. I could try and unarmed strike him. I'm just going to kick him with my stiletto of stabbing with my foot.
Go for it.
Because
Go
I
for
forgot
it.
my stilettos, and I'm probably across from him at the table. I'm going to kick him with my stiletto. That's going to be a 22.
Jesus.
That does hit.
It does also.
How much damage?
Well, the stiletto does. Hold on, 1 second. You gotta remember that I am currently I am a rogue, and so it does more than it should. Is the answer to that question?
Oh my god.
You're doing sneak attack?
Possibly. I just want to see what would happen.
Or
I mean, it really actually, it does, so the stiletto itself does 4 piercing damage as I stab into his foot. I'm not going to do sneak attack damage, that would be mean, but I stab into
really
his
funny
foot
if you did, though.
for 4 damage.
Does he make any kind of reaction?
So it's just like because I'm wearing stilettos, so I'm just like doing that thing like under the table where I just step on his foot really hard, but doing actual damage because they're daggers. What was that you were going to say? Do you have any more words for the table, Specs?
He...
Oh no, did he crit on me?
He just crit on you!
I didn't even do sneak attack damage, this is mean! I could have done it!
Oh, I love it. Don't worry, it's just a cantrip.
What cantrip? I can't wait.
Is he casting this like under the table?
Yes. So I'm actually also gonna roll a stealth.
Oh, should I have rolled stealth?
If you were
I was trying to do it stealthily.
Then
I'm
try
gonna roll perception because I want to see.
Okay, I got a 16 stealth.
I don't see shit.
Total?
16 total, yeah.
In total.
Can I passively notice? My passive is 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, you passively notice both of them. He got an 18 on his stealth.
I don't see it happen.
No. And I am going to... How much damage did he take? Did you roll damage?
Yeah, I said he took, what, did I say? 4 damage, because I mean, I rolled the sneak attack and then chose not to do it, so... Without sneak attack, it's 4 damage, that's it.
He does 5 damage to you, because he crit, so he got...
But
20.
he also chose not to do sneak attack damage, how sweet. Wait. I assume, well, whatever. Anyway, okay, 5 why am I at 24 health? Did I take...
Because you guys still fell in the
Was that
the quarry this
today?
morning.
Oh.
That
I'm
was
hurting. I'm not good. I forgot that I fell off a cliff this morning.
Boy, it sure would be nice to have some, shit. What's the healing spell? Lay on hands?
That's for paladins. That would be...
That's, yeah, wrong one.
You mean
Cure
wounds?
Cure wounds, this one. Sure would be nice to have some cure wounds. Too bad there isn't anything that you or Specs can give up about it. I'm kidding. Actually, she doesn't say that because she doesn't even know that.
See anything. You just hear like both of us start talking in very strained voices, probably. So what did he do? Did he step on my? Oh wait, what did he do? To me. What was the cantrip?
You just get like a little shock.
Since I do notice, I'm gonna say, God, you guys are fun, and then I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Estrella. It'd be funny if I cast it on Specs.
I thought you were going to cast it on Specs.
I'll cast it on both of them.
Oh, okay.
How about that?
And
yes, I
feels...
think we're hilarious, right? Just like Specs was being really funny earlier with the things he was saying. Yes, super funny. That's us. Basically a comedy duo. What do we get for health?
You each get 6. I rolled the same thing twice.
I'm 1 above where I was, but I am still 7. I'm still 7 down from full.
I'm assuming we're not going to get into a fight tonight.
Well,
but, you know.
I mean, we're supposed to go to... I'm hoping we get a short rest before we go and meet the boat. That's I would like that.
Oh, fuck.
Well, are you going to ask Specs about the...
Yes. So I say, now that we've had that fun conversation, yes, about that boat situation, how do we meet Tony? What do we do to not be caught and such?
So, the boat leaves tomorrow morning. At dawn, you guys are gonna be smuggled on with the other horses. And,
I don't like the word the other horses, like we're horses.
I mean, we've got 3
you
horses
told me
with
you
us.
have
Oh,
horses.
you meant we'll be smuggled on with our horses and the other horses. You left that part out of your sentence. I thought we were.
I
You told me it was one
with
horse.
us.
You told me one horse,
Well,
one hawk, one talking, walking
well, the other
shrub.
2 are in a
and then
bag.
3
It's
people.
fine. The other 2 are in a bag. Yes, one horse.
Alright. So you'll go... So the boat that you're gonna want is gonna be right front and center when you get to the docks. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna go all the way down to the right, to the last slip, and wait under the lamppost there. Preferably out of the light. I shouldn't have to tell you that. You know, you don't want the whole world to see your face.
You don't need to spell out everything. I'm not that
Well,
rusty.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll meet you there.
Oh, you're meeting us.
No, he'll meet you there.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Mhm.
Gotcha. All
Yeah.
right. Do we have to
Yeah, Tony will be
So
by.
he knows
um,
who will be there. He knows who to look for, and we don't have to wear like a red carnation or
Well-
anything like that.
Not a lot of people have a walking shrub with them, so.
That is true. Lucky them. So,
And at that moment, Monty does come waddling up and says,
I was wondering when he was going to make an
he
appearance.
waddles up right next to Specs and just goes, "Ha! Whoa, that was not his voice.
that was the hi, I'm Paul voice.
Yeah.
I haven't done the Monty voice and it was so long. He wasn't in the last episode.
That one.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's it.
There it is. Hi, I'm Monty. And he goes, "Hi there, Monty."
Yes.
And they just like hold eye contact for a minute. And then Monty just like waffles back into the corner. It's just
Is
chilling.
that all I have to do? I just have to hold eye contact with him and he goes away. What? Teach me that trick. Jeez.
What? I just talked to him. He didn't have anything else to say.
I love that Specs is chill with Monty.
What? Okay.
I want to go drinking with Specs.
Do you say that out loud?
I think what Cade will say is,
Silence.
my brain just shut off. I noticed a speck of dust on my computer, and my brain just fully silenced.
You notice the specks of dust?
Yeah, there are specks of dust. So I'll look at Estrella and say, we should go out drinking with him one night. He sounds like a good time. Or not he sounds. He seems like a good time.
Oh yeah. He'll
Oh, I
probably.
am.
mean,
And he
I
gives
would
you a
suggest
wink.
going out drinking with him and
Zahara
not
blushes
bringing
again.
your wallet. But yes, it's a good time otherwise.
Zahara
Make
blushes
sure
again
only
and
to
looks
bring
down at her
enough for your
plate.
drinks and no more.
And he goes,
Cade's new
No,
mission
no.
in this campaign is to find Zahara Abu.
So Specs turns to you, Estrella, and says, No. If you go out, you don't bring your wallet because you steal the money for your drinks.
I was advising Cade that.
Cade's gonna lean back
I
in
know
their
I
chair.
know why not to bring my wallet. Because of you
Cade's gonna lean back
and
in their
because
chair.
of everyone else and the rules and all of that. What?
And say, I have other ways besides stealing to not pay for my drinks.
Alright, well...
Specs looks at you and goes, I knew I liked you.
I give him a little cheers.
He does
no
the same.
flirting at the dinner table!
That's just friendship, baby.
I don't flirt with men.
What?
The fuck?
Cade 100% does say that, doesn't don't they?
Game knows game, baby.
And he goes,
Perception check.
I was just sitting there watching.
It would be an
I rolled a
insight,
two.
not a.
I'm rolling
no,
like
I'm
shit.
gonna say it's an insight
Yeah, that would
check.
be insight.
That's definitely insight check.
Well, I rolled a 2, so.
You got nothing.
You don't. You think he was asking Cade to put a ring on it?
Oh god. Poor Zahara just has no fucking idea what's happening at the table.
So, Zahara.
This is a fight.
Imagine Zahara is in this weird position where she has basically her aunt, who she's known like her whole life almost, and then her 2 new friends that showed up, and this random stranger that are all in the same kind of house.
Correct.
So I think she's just kind of like in a weird dynamic.
Yeah,
It's like
just
when
a
you
little
have 2 different friend groups like meshed together, and
Yep.
you're the one uniting them, and you're like, that's
Like
what
you're-
Zahara's feeling at the moment.
Except Zahara is one of the friend groups. It's
What?
you.
She is her own friend group.
No, I'm saying like you are within one of the friend groups. You're not the one uniting the factors.
Gale is probably the one doing most of the uniting here.
Yeah, and you.
I
Yeah.
guess because of specs, yeah.
I don't know, Gail.
True.
So Gale goes
Yeah, I guess
in.
I'm
and-
the one who
and-
knows everyone in the room.
Yeah.
True.
Gale goes into the other room and brings out whatever you guys were cooking for dinner. What do you think you were cooking for dinner, Sahara?
Oh yeah, I was cooking.
Yeah, you were helping.
I was probably gonna cook up a delicious dinner.
My
that-
That's
my first thought was jambalaya, and I don't know why.
Jambalaya.
like,
Gumbo.
Why?
like, I don't even know what jambalaya is.
Harry's gonna cook up a hearty stew
That's
because I feel like they've had
Jambalaya is a
it.
stew.
There you go.
Okay, she's making jambalaya.
All right.
I know it's like a Louisianian thing.
I would also like to remind Estrella of something that also happened last session. You were invited for a drink.
Oh right, I was invited on a date.
What?
You were invited to talk Jackson Rose's ear off.
Yeah, who? Jackson Rose? Oh yeah, he's the owner of the Spark.
The owner of the
Right,
yeah.
and Spark is in the Crimson Letters. Right, I forgot about that. When am I going to have time to short rest with all of this happening? What time are we? Wait,
again,
Specs, when are we supposed to be
in the morning.
meeting?
He said the
Oh,
morning. He said
Okay, so there's time between me getting a drink and morning can be anything after midnight, though. We mean morning,
It said
like
dawn. He said
okay,
dawn.
So there is time for maybe a little sleep. Okay, that's good. That's good.
I think as long as you get to sleep by 10, then you'll have like 8 hours rest.
Kate, homie, that word is
Okay,
spelled
Kate.
jambalaya.
You spelled it so wrong.
Okay,
That is
Kate.
a creative spelling you got there. But I just
I don't need
homie.
your sass tonight. I didn't come here to get roasted.
All right. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, well, I mean, Cade knows because Cade was there when I got this invitation, so I'm not just randomly going to bring this up
yeah,
at
I
the dinner
wasn't
table.
sure if they
so.
were like right next
I
to
think
you.
they-
Though, so I wasn't sure if they knew.
I think they knew.
I think
Yeah,
you
I
did tell
think
them.
so.
Oh, I did
Yeah.
because I asked Estrella if she
Yeah.
was like.
Yeah.
I was trying to be like
That's
Do you-
right. You were trying to help
protective,
them.
and I think Estrella thought I was trying to like slut shame her or something.
What?
I was attempting to be like, if you don't want to flirt with him and he misinterpreted that, I'm gonna come with you and like have your back.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think that's how that conversation
I
went.
think I thought you were asking if I needed a wingman. So I went the
Yeah.
opposite direction, you're correct, but still, I thought you were trying to shame me.
Okay, good.
I don't remember, but that's, yeah. Anyway, yeah, so I'm not just randomly bringing this up, though. But I do remember it now,
Okay.
thank you for the reminder.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind
Yes.
you. I didn't think that you were necessarily gonna bring it up at this moment. Yeah, so Specs gives you those details.
Right,
Um,
okay, Dawn, near the lamp, but not under the lamp. I forgot the rest, but Estrella knows the rest. Rebecca forgot
He would
it.
come. Tony would come find
Tony
you.
will come find us. That's definitely not code for is going to murder us. It'll be fine. Cool. Well, I'm just going to eat my jambalaya then, which I still don't know what it is, but...
Does Cade or Zahara have any questions for Gale or Specs or anything?
Oh God.
I think
Or is Cade gonna spill anything? Spill any of their theories on as to why Estrella is so cagey in this town?
Zahara's, I think she's staying kind of
Quiet.
quiet for multiple reasons. But
Sure.
yeah. I think she's too nervous to speak to Specs. She's intimidated.
I don't. As much as I want to put Estrella's dirty laundry out there, I feel like her dirtiest laundry is that she like doesn't talk to any of her siblings, and that just feels too heavy and intrusive to bring up at like
The
a
dinner
snarky
table.
dinner table.
Also, the fact that that's kind of true for me too.
I'm...
True.
They don't know that though. Well, I mean, they know some of it.
Yeah, I mean...
True. I know less about your family situation.
Yeah, who's
Because
being
you don't
cagey
somehow
now?
have siblings in every city we go to.
You mean I don't? What?
Not everyone.
Maybe Estrella just has like 12 siblings.
I mean, at this point, I think we've counted like 6 of them.
Oh my god. Damn, your parents got busy.
At least 4 that I can remember. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I know of 6.
Did you get that from last session that I missed?
Yeah.
I saw
They did meet some new ones.
4, I think, of her
We
siblings.
met some people who are in no way
Christ.
related to me, and I don't know what you're talking about.
So wait, do I know how long you two have known each other, you and Specs?
No. I've called him my mentor, so I've given that much away, and that's about it. Like, I have hinted at having known him for a while, obviously before. It seems like I've known him for a long time, but, like, that's about it. I have not given away anything further than he's my mentor.
I guess I'll ask Specs, like, so when did you guys meet? How long have you known each other?
Oh, were you actually? I wasn't sure if that was
No,
real
that
or
was
not.
me. I was being Estrella. No, that wasn't
Very,
real.
very nice.
I was also not sure.
Specs goes, oh, me and Estrella.
I'm giving him the eye.
We go way back.
Yes. Quite.
Let's just say, when I met her, her drink of choice was not. What did we decide your drink of choice? Like, cocktail? I think we gave you a cocktail in, like, the first
Did
episode.
we? Yeah.
I don't remember what it was, though.
Remember. I think we made it up entirely because I don't know alcoholic things.
I feel like it.
Can it be a
we're gonna say
purple
it was-
serpent, just like from?
Sure. Let's just say when I met Estrella, she wasn't drinking purple serpents. It was more of a Shirley Temple situation.
That's quite enough information, right? You get it. I was young. We all were once. You know, it wasn't that long ago, so.
We all were once.
What do you think I could possibly do with this information?
I don't know. Sell it on the black market. There's a lot you can do when you know things about people.
What are you? I'm confused. Are you?
No,
Would I be trying to like sell you on the black market or
well,
something?
that sounded weird.
Are you like worth a lot or something?
No, probably not. I mean, I doubt it. Sometimes I think there are certain people that possibly my existence is worthless and possibly it's worth a lot of money just to know certain things.
Specs, at that, Specs goes, "Hey, kid, you, to me,
Well,
worth 1,000 platinum."
when are you paying?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, I meant like in a hostage situation to get you back.
Oh, that's sweet. But you know what I
Hey,
I mean,
You know how much I don't part
Yes,
money.
I know. I mean, look, I'm crying on the inside, but I'm moving on quickly. So,
I on the inside.
sorry, that was a lot. Anyway, just Specs, you know who I mean. Like, I don't know whether I'm worthless
I know
to
who you
them or whether I'm worth a lot. You know, it's one of those things that I just don't know, and I'd rather keep it. I'd rather not know, actually. It might be better not to know.
I get what you mean. He like pats your hand.
Kid rolls their eyes. It gets up.
Cade gets up.
Getting information
Oh,
from these people is painful.
Gives up.
Well, what time is it?
You guys are finishing up dinner now.
Estrella
like-
has to get ready for a date.
Specs does like get up and is like, "Well, Gail, thanks for dinner. Cade, swing by for a drink. Actually, all of you are welcome for a drink. Zahara, didn't really talk much, but nice to meet you. And
You too.
and Strella, don't forget to say bye." He calls you Strella. I just decided that.
Don't worry. I won't skip town again without saying bye. Not that I had a choice last time, but you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't get murdered by some protector. Oh god, I don't know. Anyway, bye.
He goes, "Well, I'll be hoping that you don't." And he walks out the door and he gives Gail like a kiss on the head like you would like a mom.
But he has to like lean down like full
He
like
does.
90 degrees.
Fully bend in half.
he is perpendicular to
How
the
many
ground.
kids has Gil adopted at this point?
Well, for her Specs is less of like a like child kid and is more like a grown child that won't leave.
Yeah, I mean,
So like
It just
30
kinda
something and living in his
mooches
parents'
off.
basement.
well, he has
Yeah,
a
and just
lucrative career,
well,
so not really the living in
and
basement
kind of
part.
mooches off of her a little bit. Not like more so
Like a bad habit.
for the emotional stuff. Like
That's what parents used to say, like, you're not a guest, you're a bad habit. As a joke to your friends growing up. My mom used to say that all the time.
No, but I love
my
that.
Mom
Yes,
would
that
never
is
say
exactly
that to my friends.
the
He's an
relationship.
emotional moocher.
That is the exact relationship. I love that.
She used to say it to, like, my best friends that, like, you know the type of friend that, like, walk in the door,
Right.
eat
Yeah.
your food.
That's cute.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
I'm gonna clap my hands together and say, we going out? What was it called? Jackson Rose?
his name is
Jackson Rose is the
he
guy's
owns
name.
the Spark.
I'm gonna say, are we going to the Spark?
It's okay, so look, on the one hand, the Spark being in a kind of important area of town, which is kind of like a upscale It's related to the. We could get some good information if we went there. Is the thing, but the other thing is that it is. Well, there's people there that let's just say it's near the Sorcerers Guild, and sorcerers have magic, and we're kind of worried about being found and such, and so like I don't know if that's
Are we worried or are you worried? Do you want to go or not? You alone. Do you want to go or do you want us to go? Do you not want to go?
So I was invited, is the thing, but part of me wants you to go instead, simply because I think it would be a good idea to go and just scout and be all sneaky like, and you guys are good at that too. Like, it was just more of an idea, and I don't need to go.
Like you always
Well,
do?
yes, but that's not always 100%. Some people see through the weird hair thingies. Some people recognize the weird hair thingies because they have use for them too. And so, here's the thing. I think it would be a good idea to go for someone other than me. And so what if, maybe someone should go who isn't me. Possibly.
Sorry. Kate is getting up and moving towards the door.
Okay, have fun. Zahara, you should go with them.
Yay, crap!
Alright.
Fine.
Zahara's gonna go after Cade.
Come on, Zahara, let's go find you a boo. A man.
No, we don't need to worry about that. There's more important things to
Yes, so
talk
there's,
about.
if I'm still like walking with them. Like,
So Gail is just left with a full table of like dishes and things, and just.
Oh no, Zahara would definitely help her clean
No,
up.
I'm just kidding. I'm sure you guys would at least like.
I think
bring
we're
your
having
plates
this
to the-
conversation while washing the dishes.
while you're like bringing plates
Yeah.
into the kitchen. Gail is like listening, like kind of just like standing by as like a mom would, kind of just like listening but not butting in. And then as you guys start to be like, all right, we're going, you leave and you start to leave, and Gail goes, I'll finish up here, hun. You go. And she scoots you out the door, Estrella.
But isn't it, okay. Well, I need to touch up my disguise first, at the very least. No,
Yeah. She like scoots you towards the door. She didn't like kick you out. Like you could use the bathroom first and touch up.
She pushes me towards the door, and I just kind of whoop to the side.
Yeah.
Like towards the bathroom.
Zahara's gonna say, "Boy, Gail, see you later."
Bye, sweetheart. Have fun. I know you don't love the city, but try to enjoy it with your friends.
We'll see how that goes.
Okay.
And,
Man, you
she
two
gives-
are quite the party poopers tonight.
Okay, so I come out.
Gail sees that Cade wants to kind of just have like a good time, and these other two are just so reluctant. And she actually she goes over to you and palms you 5 gold. And
Wait,
she
so-
and she kind of like whispers in your I was gonna say she whispers in your ear, but she's a halfling, so she kind of like motions for you to like bend down a little bit, and she goes, "Have a couple drinks on me." And
Aw.
Wait, so is Estrella coming with us in disguise, or is she going to do something else?
We don't know.
Okay.
I don't think she's
Yeah,
decided
Rebecca
yet.
hasn't
well,
decided.
Gail is going to be kicking Estrella out of
is
the house
correct.
once she's done using the bathroom.
Yeah, so Estrella goes in the bathroom, and I mean, I don't want to change. I guess I've probably lost my disguise by now because we've been eating.
Yeah, the makeup is
Yeah,
gone.
so I'm going to do a guidance and re-roll, but I don't get advantage, so we'll see if this disguise is as good. So everybody,
Okay.
cross your fingers.
I hope you get a nat
I got a
one.
nat 1.
I have a disguise kit. I guess like.
I mean, I have
I have
a disguise kit too. Like that's
That's
why
what
I
you
can
make.
do this.
I have
but-
one too. So I help.
I can't believe that happened.
Oh my god.
So,
Sahara!
I think what that means, because, I'm sure Estrella can tell what the disguise looks like. I think she, you know what? I'm gonna go a different route. I go into the bathroom and I start, my plan is to, touch up everything, but then I'm just, I start thinking and panicking about, all of the people that hold on, in voice. I think I start thinking and panicking about all of no, out of character. She starts thinking and panicking about all of it's hard to say, all of the people that she saw today that, brought back so many thoughts about her past, and then seeing Specs, and then all of the conversations she had with Specs, and she starts thinking about, a certain person, and how she was basically just asked on a date, and that freaks her out, and so all of this is making her panic, and and she's, trying to redo her makeup, but then she remembers, Specs saying that thing about, he would actually pay money for her, and that's a crazy thought for her. So she's having a panic attack while she's trying to put on makeup. So she's and she's kind of crying a little. So it's not staying on. And absolutely none of you know this because this is just all happening in the bathroom. But it's not happening.
I am going to roll perception for Gale to see if maybe she notices.
Yeah. So she's trying to put the makeup on. Remember she had kind of Estrella had basically told you guys to go, and she had been yelling after you, but hadn't quite walked after you. So you guys might have. I figured you guys had kind of left the building.
I just slowly walking out and seeing if you're gonna come after us or
veered
not,
towards the bathroom. I said I have to disguise.
I feel like probably
she
left.
doesn't hear it.
Yeah, so Estrella's just kind of having a panic attack in the bathroom, crying because both she missed Specs, she misses a certain other person, and then this whole thing with being asked out freaks her out, and then all of the people she saw today, and then thinking about about all of the people who could see her probably might be at the spark. All of that is just not she just can't do it. She's frozen and can't do the disguise. And
Rebecca, Estrella freaking out is making my anxiety go up. So let's move on from this as soon as we can.
So Estrella, you have to chill.
Estrella, you
sorry.
have to chill.
There's a lot going on. So I'm just gonna say that, yeah, Kate and Zahara, you guys are outside and you wait for a while, and probably you just get, she just doesn't come out, so you can make whatever assumption you want from that. Or roll insight, I don't know.
I mean, you guys can roll insight. Why don't you roll insight? Since she was yelling after you.
Yeah, but I also basically told them to go without me before I started.
I only got an 11, so...
I'll roll insight, but I think Zahara just kind of assumes that, oh, well, that was actually a good roll, so I'll take it. But, oh yeah, it's a 23.
Jesus.
Shit.
How do I have proficiency in insight?
Yeah,
I have
you
proficiency in insight.
We
because
all have
of the feat
proficiency
that
in
you guys
insight.
got.
Right,
At least proficiency.
I forgot
think
about
Kate
that.
now has
Oh yeah, I have
expertise.
expertise in.
Oh, okay.
So I got a 23 insight.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna say that you noticed that Estrella sounded distressed as she was yelling after you guys.
Which is nothing unusual if we're being
Which isn't very unusual, but there sounded like there was something more in her voice, an actual panic. Not just her usual, my secrets might come out panic, but more of a, I'm actually panicking.
It's okay, because Zahara is also starting to have a little bit of an internal panic.
So, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Kate's just trying to vibe, man.
What?
Kate's just trying to vibe.
Kate and Specs.
Yeah.
Just
so I'm just gonna
vibe.
sit back and let you guys do all the talking for once. This will be different, right? Usually it's me doing the talking part and you guys doing the fighting. Maybe I'll just go do a fight.
Go do a fight.
When you come, I have thoughts on what Estrella could be doing as you guys leave. So we'll see.
Estrella, make an attack roll against your emotion.
Alright.
Alright.
Caitlin, go get a drink real quick.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, go for it.
No, you're not allowed. No water. No water for Kate. Yeah, I feel so. Zahara is also having a little bit of an internal panic, separate from like Estrella's thing, but she's gonna address that in a second with Cade. But I feel like she doesn't have the spoons to go and make sure that Estrella is okay.
Spoons?
She doesn't have the
What?
You haven't heard that saying?
No.
Oh, she doesn't have the spoons, or like her
No.
her cup is empty, so she can't like go comfort
I
Estrella
get-
or whatever.
You're...
Oh, she doesn't have the emotional bandwidth.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, she doesn't have the
She
emotional
doesn't
bandwidth.
have the
They're all the same.
spoons. That's fun.
She doesn't have the spoons. I don't know where
Never
that came
heard
from,
that,
but
I
like,
it. It's
yeah,
Can't pour from an empty cup.
Yeah.
exactly.
Doesn't have the emotional bandwidth. Got it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that that's valid. Also, you probably know, like, obviously Estrella has a history with Gale. They also act like kind of a motherly, daughterly pair. So you figure that, like, if Estrella's having some issues and needs, like, a shoulder to cry on, that Gale is probably a better bet right now, since you're having a bit of a tough time yourself.
Yeah. Are Zahara and Estrella like cousins then?
I mean, Gail isn't my actual. She didn't.
Mom.
She didn't adopt me the way you were adopted
Yeah.
by Gail's sister. So no.
Oh, I know. But she's like a motherly figure towards you?
Yeah, in a
Yeah,
lot
but
of
I mean, like,
ways.
yeah.
But if she adopts me
I don't
in the
mean, like,
future, I guess we'd be cousins. But right now, we're just. I don't know.
Party members.
Yeah.
Acquaintances.
Yeah. It's like, I don't call
Sure.
Gail mom. Or anything like that. I mean, except jokingly, like, thanks, mom, like that kind of thing at times, probably, but not, actually.
Yeah.
Zahara had a mother figure.
Yeah, I would never insult Gail by calling her mom.
Okay.
Why was that?
So-
Why would that be an insult?
Don't worry about it. So, Estrella, if you would
Estrella
like
has not
to,
aged.
while I move to them, if you would like to text me or something about what you were thinking Estrella is doing, unless you actually want me to flash back to you. I wasn't sure if this
I'm
was...
still kind of
like-
thinking it out, so I will message you if I decide to do the thing I'm thinking about. So,
Okay.
but you can just go
Let
with
me know
them
just
for
so I have a
right
little
now.
prep.
Yeah.
So, I know that
Mhm.
Kate is getting a drink, but I'll still just set the scene. So, Zahara, you probably really haven't been to this area. Oh, Kate.
There we go.
Shall wait. Shall wait a second.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
So, Cade and Zahara, you guys actually probably haven't. I mean, Cade has definitely never been to this part of the city. Zahara, you probably haven't either, just because you really only stayed in the northern parts of Dormishire, hanging out at Gale's or the marketplace or supply and salvage.
Yeah, she
But
doesn't tend
you-
to travel into the heart of the city.
But you still know where the Crimson Letters are because they do sit above the rest. It is on a raised kind of platform. There's a set of stairs that goes up to this higher platform. And Cade, while you don't necessarily know, you realize that this is the one portion of town that Estrella has been avoiding all day. And you kind of know, you can kind of guess that this is where you're going. So you guys walk up to the Crimson Letters.
Before we actually get there, Zahara wants to do a little bit of RP on the way.
Okay. I'm just gonna say, in that case, while you guys are walking, go for it. I'll set.
Okay. So as they're walking, Zahara's gonna kind of like turn to Cade and be like, Cade, do you really think it's a good idea to go on the ship tomorrow? It's with all those protectors? With you know what? I feel like that's not...
Your specs comes out of nowhere.
That's
You mean the
fine.
book?
I feel like that's a dangerous idea.
Should we ditch? Do we need the book? Can we ditch the book?
At this point, it might be more trouble than it's worth. By the way, I think it's a bad idea to mix the book with the ship and all those protectors.
True. I keep forgetting we have the book. I'm not opposed to getting rid of the book.
I agree.
So maybe in the morning on our way we ask Estrella and see what she thinks, and then if not, just toss it.
Well, I wouldn't say toss it.
We could use it as a murder weapon and then put it in the murder boat. And then it'll be evidence and disappear. Hmm?
I was gonna say we just leave it somewhere conspicuous so that whenever they find it, they could just take it back to the library.
Yeah, you could do that too, I guess.
What does the murder boat do again? It like floats like whatever murder stuff is on it into like oblivion or something.
You set
Murder
a dead
stuff.
body. You set a dead body and evidence into the boat and push it out into water, and it will float back empty and void of any evidence. You do not know what exactly happens when it is out on the water.
Yeah. I feel like we probably shouldn't destroy something, I don't know, important like this.
Probably not. You're probably right.
Also, I think it would be very difficult to kill somebody with a book. I don't know if you've tried, but I could imagine it would be quite difficult.
You're strong, aren't you? Just one good clock over the head.
I have a +0 strength. I'm not as strong as you think. I'm just average. You're just weak.
I'm
Obviously,
just
doesn't say
average.
that.
You're just weak. Rough.
Obviously, she doesn't say that, but
Going from playing a character with a 19th strength to a 7 is a big adjustment. Aragorn could beat someone to death with a book.
going to somebody with like high strength to low strength, but like high dexterity instead.
That is
I don't
true.
know. I like having the high dex.
Not subtracting from initiative is nice.
Yeah, having advantage on initiative is nice.
Aragorn has advantage on initiative. Anyway,
It just keeps rolling 13s.
I just exclusively roll 13s for initiative, no matter who I'm playing. I don't know why.
So
yeah.
are you guys?
Maybe ditch book. Unless Estrella's got some genius idea. You know, she doesn't share much.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, was there anything else you wanted to discuss on your way there?
Not really. I think Zahara's feeling a little bit more at ease. Because like that, when Estrella kind of mentions the whole plan, like that kind of like, that was a lot to dump on the table at once and then go right into dinner and like not even be able to like discuss it openly and like,
yeah.
I mean,
I really need to remember we have this book on us.
Yeah, I forgot entirely. So
Good.
glad someone's keeping
Okay,
track
so
of our stuff. Who actually has the book?
stolen contraband.
I think it's in our bag.
It's in the bag of
Who
holding,
has
which I
that?
believe Cade has.
aid.
Okay.
Great.
So, sorry, I was looking for NPC cards. I just found something I didn't know existed. So you guys walk along the streets and up to this raised stone platform, essentially, and a big marble staircase. And as you climb it, you see a pristine, almost sparkling white stone pavilion with some small walls on the side so that no one just topples off. Um, and you see 3 buildings here. You see one with a large arcane neon sign that says the Spark, and then the K ends with like a flick, and that flick turns into a rose. And you see a building that you can see through the windows. You see that it's a library, lots of books, but it looks kind of vacant and dusty. It does not look like the very frequented library you saw in Dorsima. And you see...
When they see the library, Zahara kind of like nudges Kay to be like, we can put the book in there. Nobody's gonna know. How would they know?
How would they know?
They'll know. How are they gonna know?
I can't.
And then right in front of you, you see a very large mansion-like building that looks like it's essentially someone's home. And you realize that but looking in the first floor windows, you can see that the bottom floor of this building is dedicated to the Sorcerer's Hall.
Okay.
You do not know what's on the rest of the floors of this building, but it's about 3 stories tall. And yeah, you guys, I'm assuming, head into the Spark, but
that's like a bar, right?
Yes, that is the bar that Estrella was essentially invited to. It's not like an invitation only kind of thing, but she met the owner, who and he kind of winked at her and gave her a like, hey, come see me sometime.
I think Zahara would probably want to leave Monty at Gale's, because I feel like bringing Monty into a bar, like I'm imagining this more as like a pop-in like nightclub.
It is
bar.
more of like it's a high class bar. This is not the taverns that you guys have frequented. This is not like dress code nice kind of thing, but
maybe
it's
not Monty territory.
But probably not Monty territory. There is a sign on the side that says
no talking shrubs around.
No, it says no animal companions, familiars welcome, because familiars aren't technically like real animals. And they can be like emotion. It's kind of the equivalent of like service animals.
If you think
welcome,
about it, familiars are a wizard thing.
Yeah, I know.
So,
but they're like
that's very kind of them to respect wizardry.
I mean, there are still wizards that stay here. You know that. There's Marlene is a mage, and she, is stationed here essentially.
I think Zahara would have walked there with Ruby and then seen the sign and be like, give a sad look. She feels more comfortable when like in these kind of scenarios when she has like Ruby on her shoulder.
Right.
But she'll probably give a sad look and be like, all right, time to fly back to Gale's.
Ruby gives you like a little nuzzle and then actually gives you like a little squawk that is like her version of like, it would be like the version of a dog whining to go outside, except she's not doing that. She wants to hunt. So she like kind of motions to a little in the direction of like that little patch of grass, or a little patch of park/forest that you guys would have probably hung out in by the supplies pickup when Maria was getting supplies, and basically essentially lets you know she's gonna go hunting for a bit, but she'll meet you back. She'll meet you back home.
All right, see you later, Ruby.
And so you guys, I'm assuming, walk into the Spark?
Yeah. The Spock. The Spock.
The Spock?
The Spock. I thought you would enjoy that, Sienna. The
I
spot.
really do. Thank you. I very much appreciate that. So as you guys walk into the Spock, you are greeted with a very dimly lit tavern. I say tavern in the way that it is still, mainly a tavern, but it is a high class tavern. You walk in and the floors have changed from the white marble that you were standing on outside to a black marble. And it is all these dark stone walls and small little lighting fixtures that are kind of glowing with an arcane red flame rather than like an actual, light. They are flame lanterns. And they're all a nice red. There are bouquets of roses on each table. Wood furnishing very well sanded, very smooth, very nice, deep cherry red wood. And a bar stands before you, the same color, with that really fancy thing where there's like a mirror for the bar, and then there's the shelves right on it, essentially. And the shelves also have their own little lighting fixtures, but these are like white light so that you can clearly see all the fancy alcohols. And there's a small piano over in the corner that a person is just playing kind of smooth jazz. And
Fancy.
like and you see some like people who are dressed a little nicer. There are some like high top tables that people are standing at if they're just like having a drink. There are some actual seated tables, some no booths, just there are actual real tables because no one wants to scooch in a place like this, like scooching into a booth. And there are you also see some little outlets, like little alcoves where the tables are in, and there's a curtain that can be closed. So if you want to have like a private conversation, or those are like, you can reserve those and have a little more privacy. But some of them are open because they're empty. And
Meanwhile, Zahara walks in like with no shoes on because that's her thing. She's got her dragonborn feet.
sure they make dragonborn shoes.
Oh no, they do, but like I made her character have like the thing that goes around like the arch. It's not really shoes. It's kind of like Naruto sandals, but
Got
like
it.
not
They're like
sandals.
they're sandals rather.
They're like
than...
the socks kind of.
Got it.
Yeah.
Dear.
So you guys walk into this very fancy bar. What do you do?
Zahara's gonna wait for Cade to take the lead. She is
Great.
she doesn't know anything about being fancy. She doesn't know how to navigate this. I also realize it's kind of dark in screen. She doesn't know how to navigate this kind of social situation.
This is gonna bode well for us if I'm taking the lead. I guess we'll walk up to the bar and order a drink.
So behind the bar, you see a, I may have said he was a wood elf, but he's actually a drow. You see this drow, standing behind the bar in a black suit with a red tie, and of course, a rose in the lapel, and is kind of standing there like he should be wiping down the bar, but it's the same thing that we'd actually seen at the Gambler's Gambit, and it's just an enchanted rag so that it's just wiping down the table, and he's kind of just standing there. And then he sees you two approach, and he grabs it and still does the thing that the bartenders do, and just like kind of throws it over his shoulder, and he goes, "What can I get for you, loves?"
I'll have a whiskey.
All right. And you see him snap, and you just see a glass comes out of an ice box, so it's nice and frosted. And and he goes, and as that happens, he goes, "Oh, what shelf?" There's a low. I'm gonna say there's house, middle, and top shelf.
Middle.
Okay.
Little.
He goes, all right, and then he snaps again, and a pretty good bottle of whiskey, not super expensive, but good. It's not gonna be awful tasting, and it pours into a cup. It pours into the frosted glass, and he then slides. He kind of gives it a little gentle flick, and it slides over to you perfectly, and then just rests right in front of you. And he turns to Zahara and says, "And for you, love."
Could I get a tequila shot, please? With lime.
Sure. What shelf?
And, the shelf.
House. And he actually spells it out for you. He goes, house, middle, or top?
What's the difference?
Price, my dear.
Lowest, then?
House.
I guess?
And he grabs a bottle of Jimmy Buffett's margarita.
I'm gonna reach my hand out and stop and just say, she'll take middle. We're not doing shots of house tequila right now.
Your friend's looking out for your love. And he grabs the middle. He actually grabs the middle tequila and pulls out a shot glass and pours you shot. And then, but he does snap to have a lime brought over, and he links it on top. And then he also brings out a little, tiny little dish of salt, because that is how you do a tequila shot.
See, I'm not letting you get away with not doing salt.
I'm not letting you get away with. You asked for the
of course she's
lime,
gonna do
so
this.
therefore he scooch, and then rather than having it magically flicked over, he does scooch it towards you.
I think after that whole interaction, Zahara's gonna say, actually, can we make it two?
And he does the same thing.
Okay.
Estrella's gonna have to peel us off this floor.
Estrella ain't coming to that bar.
I love that you guys are just going for it. And,
Zahara needs to.
I would like to
take
point
the
out, I
edge
kind of
off.
got cut off at this point, but Estrella did yell out at you before she went off to the bathroom, it'll be good to get information on all of the elite folks and sorcerers to go through who might know some things about the state of the world and such.
You were cut off
Yeah.
long before you finished
Yeah.
that.
No,
sentence.
I thought Cade was gonna try to find Zahara.
Kate has her own plans.
Well,
and so he hands you. Was the second tequila shot for Zahara, or was it for Cade?
It was also for Zahara.
Okay. And he does
needs
turn to
to-
Cade and goes, "Would you like anything to match your friends?"
No. That's fine.
All right.
She needs a head start.
And he goes, "That'll be 5 gold."
I'll give him 5 gold.
And
Zahara's gonna say, "Oh, I can pay for mine."
I'll just shoo her off. That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, you could tell her that she probably doesn't know, but Gale did give you that 5 gold.
Oh, true. I forgot that Gail gave me 5 gold.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to tell Zahara that, but
I'll say this one's on Gail. I'm not Estrella.
All right. Then
I'm not. Good.
Estrella would have pocketed that shit and not bought anyone a drink.
you are not wrong.
steal.
I don't take
You
money
don't
from
think she
Gale,
realized
though,
that?
so...
You don't think she realized that? There's a reason she didn't hand it to Estella. She also knew that you were the one that was looking for having a good time. So, so you guys have your drinks, and
Zahara takes both shots in a row.
God damn.
well, you don't know. you both don't know that his name is Jackson Rose, but this is Jackson. And Jackson goes, "Well, I like this one," and he pulls out then a shot for himself, and he pulls out actually 2 more shot glasses, and he pours one for himself and one for you, Zahara, and he goes, "This one's on the house, love." And he goes,
"Thanks, mate."
"Cheers." And he goes, "Cheers."
Yes.
Takes the shot with you.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Zahara's feeling much better now.
Yeah, I bet.
After 3
Still
straight
pretty
tequila shots,
tipsy.
I bet you are.
So you got, and so he also, because he pretty much knows the people that frequent this bar at least, and he goes, "So what brings you loves to the Spark this evening? My name is Jackson Rose," and he like points to the rose in his lapel. And and he goes, "Oh, for you, lovely," and he gives you the rose in his lapel, and then another one just pops, like just appears in his pocket.
I like that little potty trick.
And he goes, "I pretty much know everyone that frequents my bar around here. It's not the most exciting crowd on a Tuesday night. But hey, it's the clientele I keep. But I've never seen you here around before. This looks like some newbies. Where are you coming from?"
We come from around.
Visiting.
Wait, what did both of you say?
We're around.
That's not an answer. It's not even a fake answer.
We're around.
We're around.
Visiting my aunt, actually.
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna name the aunt. Say that we're visiting Gail Shell. Hoping that she's so sweet that she doesn't have enemies in this town.
Potty trick.
You actually do say her name though?
Yeah, I do.
And he goes, "Oh, you know Gail. Oh, well, her sticky buns are always in my oven." Sounds like that sounded like an innuendo, and to be honest, he probably means it as one. He probably
Zahara just kind of like,
and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, dear. I talk like that a lot. No, I mean, she literally gives us a delivery of sticky buns every day, and I keep them in the oven so they're nice and fresh for my customers. But I mean,
that would make
hey, she is a MILF if I'm
Alright,
Gail
well-
does have great buns, if you know.
Oh
what I'm
my
saying.
god.
All right.
And he goes, "Oh, I know what you're saying."
I'm uncomfortable
he
in this
gives you a wink,
situation.
Kate.
Let's stop talking about my aunt like that, please.
Kate is unhinged today.
I love it. I love unhinged Cade.
Does Jackson have a picture? Okay.
Does he?
No.
No,
I was gonna
sorry.
say, 'cause I have a very distinct image of him in my mind.
I hadn't made him yet. I forgot. To be honest, I dropped the ball. I've dropped the ball on some pictures. I do have pictures though, because we will get to these people today.
Oh no.
Is Jackson a silver fox? Because that's how I picture him.
He
Is he
looks 20.
He looks 20?
He's a drow, so he looks forever young.
Oh, interesting.
You do not know how old he is.
Intriguing.
You wouldn't necessarily know this, but well, actually, yeah, you think he's just like a 20-year-old.
Interesting.
20.
He's probably like 120.
But in
relative
relative
sec.
terms,
Gotcha.
fantasy age. So. Oh, did Sienna just?
I play a drow, I get it.
That's true. You are 100.
Drow age, I
Hold
always
on, Kate. How old is your drow?
107.
I'm so proud. You finally remembered.
I had to write it on the top of my character sheet because I always forgot.
Oh man.
Fine, I'm a little slow sometimes. I'm convinced that my brain hoards all of my brain cells for academic work.
Your brain smells?
My brain smells.
What does your brain smell
My brain
like?
smells for academic work because that's, academic validation.
Yeah, right.
And it just feels that, like, nothing else is worthy of the brain cells.
I understand.
I see.
It's like me and my research.
If it's not in school, I'm a little stupid. That's fine. Anyway. Did Sienna just disappear?
Yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
hear her say where she was going. Or if she's.
I'm gonna guess something happened in her home
Yeah.
and she had to mute for a
I
second.
believe that is what
Yeah.
occurred. So,
As my mother was just walking through the hallways yelling at my dog. And
I'm the DM now. I make the decision.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this drow goes and gets another tequila shot to give to Sarah.
I'm gonna get
These are
Sahara
the decisions
drunk.
you're deciding to make. Okay.
I'm gonna completely
Sahara's
steamroll
already
Sienna's
had
plan
three.
for today and just
Okay,
get
no,
Sahara
no,
drunk.
no, you can't, because I know what my plan is for today.
Yeah, but she's back.
Alright, so, yeah, so he says, so I guess, what did you guys answer? Because he just, like...
I said, I'm uncomfortable with this talk of my aunt. Let's change the subject, please.
I'm sorry, love. I never aim to make anyone uncomfortable here. This is a safe space.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
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 And he goes, well, will there be anything else for you, loves?
I think we're good for the moment.
Alright. And
I
he
think I
goes,
should let this settle for a little.
he
3
leaves, I mean, did you want to ask him any questions? Because that was his way of being like, I'm gonna go tend to my other customers.
See, Estrella sent us out. I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking for.
I'm reading your message.
Important looking people.
Oh.
You're just supposed to be eavesdropping, because Estrella basically
Okay.
said this place is where the elites of the city
Okay.
go. So this is a good place to
That's-
get
I
information about the war. That's why she was hesitant about whether or not to go, because it seemed like a good place to gather information. So, yeah.
Okay, I can do that. I can read lips. As I will remember this time.
Ah, that's useful.
Okay.
Wait, what?
So what do you guys, so you want to just make a perception check and just see what's going on here?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I want both of you to roll me luck checks,
Oh, great.
and then I would like you to make perception checks.
Ah,
All
I'm
right.
doing my method.
I got a nat 20 on my luck roll.
Mm.
I got a 4.
Wow, real. Not fully opposite ends of the spectrum, but close.
And on my perception, I got a 10.
That's what
I
I
mean-
got on my perception too.
You're,
Oh no.
I mean, you are.
I
you know,
have a nice. See, here's the problem:
the-
is my perception check.
I'm gonna
never
say-
better than my passive.
Okay.
I mean, you could
I'm
also
gonna
read
say
lips, so like you know.
Yeah,
probably
I
it's
do-
easier.
I don't think, I feel like it shouldn't, for you having a passive perception 19, I feel like you shouldn't be able to get much lower than a 19. So I'm going to say that you can use your passive perception for this.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's like you're paying attention
And-
to Zahara, but
Yeah, I'm
you
gonna say that
overhear
you're actually
something.
watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Zahara
watching
is not
Zahara to
paying
make-
attention to anything.
No, Zahara is starting to think about, I'm going to say Zahara.
3 shots
Zahara.
at the top of the
I
night.
think Zahara's
Zahara? Hey,
perception
Zahara?
check.
Hey,
What?
hey, Zahara,
Yeah, yeah.
give me a Constitution saving throw.
Those purple
Jesus.
serpents are hitting. I know that's not what you're drinking, but
Tequila
you guys
shot.
Yeah, I
understand
know.
the reference.
I think with her 10 perception, she's just like perceiving the room and just like kind of getting the layout and
Barely.
I rolled a 19.
Okay.
And that is a 21.
You're
Okay.
holding that liquor.
You're fine. You're good. You're feeling good, actually. I'm going to say that you feel good. This was a
Okay.
good decision.
I
3
do,
tequila
I do
shots
think-
in a row. Last
And
time I
that
did
was-
3 tequila. Last time I did 3 tequila shots in a row, I got my first hangover.
Wow, how exciting.
That was after an 11-hour shift at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Wow, that was a long time
Buffalo
ago.
Wild Wings.
That was what,
When you worked
7
at-
years ago?
Good
Or
old-
5 years ago or something?
That was sophomore year of
Yeah.
college, and then it was that
What?
night that I went to a Halloween
Not
party.
talk about how long ago that
Yeah.
was.
Seven
Anyway.
years, but-
I was gonna say for anyone listening, in our home campaign, our like non-streaming campaign that Rebecca DMs, Sienna's character got plastered
On purple
and
purple serpents.
did
That's
a
the drink.
lot of bad stuff
Yeah.
while drunk.
Yes, that is correct. And
Yeah,
then was
I
hungover for
forgot
like
that it was
multiple days somehow.
Yeah, I forgot that
Like,
it was.
did not shake the hangover
I
forever.
had forgotten that the worst part was the first time I got drunk on the Purple Serpent was
The day
when I had when it was right before the trial for
Yeah.
Shan's character.
Yeah. Shan's character was
Yeah.
on
Where
trial
she
and
was-
you were drunk at the trial.
Yeah.
I forgot about
I
that.
Trial, and I surprisingly, hey, I shut up for quite a while,
Uh-huh, yeah.
and
And
then I
you
didn't.
And then she
then
stood
I
on
turned
a
into-
bench and
and then I
shouted to the entire tribunal.
And I turned into Starlight.
She did.
Yeah.
She turned into Starlight while standing up and drawing everyone's attention to her.
And fun times.
When
so,
Shan
yeah.
told us all to not make a scene.
Yeah, so
But
that's the
Yeah.
origin of the Purple Serpent drink. Is it was from the Dragonborn town of of the campaign IDM. So yeah, throwback to
And
that.
Sienna's
That drink
character
is
is like
hard.
6 foot tall and drank
I'm
like
a gnome,
she's a gnome.
little
I mean,
gnome.
Purple Serpent can destroy anyone, regardless of size.
Yeah.
Except for Estrella, she
Yeah.
can
Unless
take.
I'm dead.
it.
Anyway.
Anyway,
Hey, I didn't pass out from it.
that's a
It
true
wasn't like
statement.
idiot. That might have been better.
Mhm.
I thought
But-
you did.
Didn't I have to carry you home?
Yes.
Oh,
You
yes,
passed out in the
that's
snow.
because we had a battle in the middle of the trial. We were
That you were
attacked.
drunk during.
We were attacked, and therefore I then.
I mean,
Was
the best
drunk.
time to get into a fight,
And
obviously.
fighting.
Yeah, it
when
was
you're
great.
All right, now it's
And I
my
was
turn to bring us
surprised that I
back
had
to
to-
the
Right,
campaign.
yes.
Yes. So yeah, Zahara, you're feeling good.
Good.
Cade got a nat 20 on your left
Luck.
check, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see who's here. Yeah, I think this person is here. It's,
I'm so excited.
I don't know if that's a good
Oh.
thing or.
I have to edit it first so you guys can all see who is here. Because currently, only Estrella knows this person.
I had a feeling. Oh,
So
okay.
excited.
It's not who you
It's
think
not
it
who
is.
I thought it was.
That, who has just appeared on your screen, is Missy Ray.
Not that you would know the
And
name.
normally,
Not that
What?
they would know the name, right?
I'm gonna say,
Oh
Yeah,
no.
give me history check,
Both me?
both
Both.
of you.
Both of us?
Well, I guess Sahara doesn't see this, but do you think you'd point it, or I guess no, I guess just Cade, give me a history check.
I got
Secretary Bird.
Is she an Aarakocra?
No, she's just a bird.
Just a bird is in there.
I love
See a
Secretary Bird.
secretary bird just walking around.
I still
I
have
got
my
a
Secretary
22.
Bird book I want to play. at some
Okay,
point.
you know who this is. You've been, again, Cade has been living a normal life before right now. So I like to believe that Cade, the avid reader, would probably read the morning paper.
For sure.
So you know that this is Missy Ray. Missy Ray is the leader of the region of Dormishire, and therefore kind of the unofficial leader of the leaders. Because this is the capital, this is her home turf, literally. She's the tip of the top. This is the
Yeah.
president.
This is the president.
Damn.
This is the queen. I mean, she was elected, so. And yes, she is a secretary bird, Aarakocra.
Is she the president or the secretary?
The
Sorry.
funny thing is that she's
Sorry.
a secretary bird, but she a girl boss. She's a boss ass bitch.
Love her. I love her already. I saw the Secretary Bird and I was like, yes.
Thank you. I was very happy when I thought about. I was like, I want her to be something different. I don't just want her to be like an elf or, a normal race. I was like, Eric,
I still have
Secretary Bird. They look fierce.
my plans to play a Secretary Bird, Aarakocra monk, and it's gonna be great.
I don't know why the name Secretary Bird always makes me laugh.
Yeah, they're actually terrifying creatures.
I just picture a bird in a suit, like, at a desk.
That's kind of no. They just look like a person in a suit.
They're very tall.
I was about to say I've met Secretary Birds, but I meant.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
When I was in South Africa, I went to a place called World of Birds, and they had literally like this walk-through aviary where there was basically just a bar keeping you and these 2 secretary birds away from you.
I love them.
It was just like a chest-high bar. Maybe not even. It might have been like waist-high. And I got to see them in person.
If y'all don't know what a secretary bird is, look it up on Google Images because they're fucking awesome.
Yeah, they're birds of prey, so they
eat snakes and they stomp them to death with their feet.
Yeah.
I wonder. I hope
or
that
watch
little illustration
Gretzko,
just blocked you all from
not
seeing.
Not gonna lie, it was a little bit of my.
Of course, that secretary bird is a secretary. So.
She's the secretary, but I still thought she was just. Yes. I don't know why I went like this. That's not what I meant.
Oh, I love it. It's got like a regal look.
They are very regal, but also like unhinged.
But also, they have like built-in mascara.
Why are their eyelashes so long?
Why are
Albatrosses also have like built-in eyeliner?
Like eyeshadow, just like, and the contour, like, ugh.
Anyway, so
let's have something over birds.
So Missy Ray is here, and you see that she is kind of just not surrounded, but like you see that there are a pair of protectors of Ninda guards, like kind of in the corner of like wherever she is, so not like in her way, but like near in case something happens. And they like are heavily armored like protectors of Ninda. And but she's just like standing at one of the high top tables, just kind of laughing and talking with some other people that look like they're kind of dressed like they're important people too. You don't necessarily know who they are. I will tell you it's no one of importance. It's like her advisors and secretaries. And she looks like she's just having a drink with work friends at the end of the day.
So does Cade point this out to Zahara?
Yes. Cade is gonna say,
now, I don't know if you would necessarily know who she is, but if not, I'm gonna say that Zahara probably doesn't pay attention to politics.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Missy Ray is over there.
I mean, okay, Zahara probably doesn't pay attention to politics, but I feel like she would know basically the president.
Well, I mean, because she's not the only one. Technically, all 5 leaders are.
Yeah, she's not
have
like
the
leader of your area. She's the leader of this area. So it's like knowing the president of another country, kind of.
Mexico.
Yeah, but like
Gotcha.
if,
or
but
the
it's
governor
then,
of another
like,
state, I guess, is probably.
Yeah, it's more like that. But it's basically
that is enough.
It's a little like the government in Switzerland, is they actually have like 5 different presidents for like different regions, and so you vote for the president of your region, so it's kind of like that like each region has its own leader, and they all happen to meet here, which is the home turf of the leader of Dormishire.
I'm gonna point her out and like gently elaborate who she is.
Wait, hold on. Can I do a history check? Because during Zahara's year off, she did read a lot of the paper for like updates about what's going on.
Yes, I'm gonna say you can definitely do a history check.
Okay.
I'll give you advantage because it is clearly written in your.
All right, I rolled an 18.
Damn.
And yeah, it's 19.
Yeah, you know who this is. You hear Missy Ray is over there, and you're like, what the fuck? Like,
Holy cow, it's Missy Ray.
Yeah.
What's she doing here? That's crazy.
and you see, as you guys are like looking over, you see that Jackson has now left you guys and is going to actually tend to their table, and he goes, Missy Ray, and he takes her wing and just like gives her a little like a kiss on the hand kind of thing.
Kiss on the feathers.
Kiss on the wing. And he
Is
goes,
the
pleasure as always.
Do the Arakocra in your world, do they have arms and wings, or are their wings their arms?
Their wings are their arms, but they
Okay.
have like some actual. It's kind of more like how a bat has technically like the hand is the wing, you know.
Mhm.
And at least know you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, but it's all just centered around. They do have a hand essentially.
Gotcha.
And the hand
Okay.
has talons, but then they also have their feet talons if the bird applies.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah.
Holy crap! That's Missy Ray. What's
Yeah.
she doing here?
Looks like she's having a drink.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. We are at a bar.
We have to see. Let's see. What is Sherlock Holmes in my world?
Oh,
'Cause what is it in
Sherlock.
yours?
In my world, it's Durlock Jones.
Sherlock Jones.
Sherlock Jones.
It's funny because Kate is
I
related to
I
everyone.
just thought of a stupid one.
Oh.
Say it. You're legally obliged to say it.
Snorlax Bones.
Snorlax Bones.
Good. Good. That's like a couple
Yeah, no
steps
shit,
removed.
Snorlax.
I think I would probably just go with Snorlack.
Snorlack a
Yeah, no shit, Snorlack. I love it.
Good. Please write that down. I don't have my
I
notes
will.
in front of me, so I can't.
I'm writing it. Snorlax Bones.
Oh.
So, yeah, Zahara says, yeah, no shit, Snorlack. We're in a bar. She
It
says
also
it
sounds like
jokingly
a
because
better
she's feeling
insult.
good now. So
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean this is three drinks, Zahara. She's a little zesty.
Oh,
Yeah.
Little zesty. I mean, you're not wrong.
Dear God.
I mean, she's normally fine, but like she's just anxious today, and that's totally not just a self-reflection on myself. Not at all.
Definitely not.
I definitely want to like. So I guess we'll sit at a reasonable distance that like I can watch Missy and just like.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that you guys are seated at the bar, and that she is in a little bit of a like across, not too across the room. I'd say you guys are like in the middle of the bar. Here I'm gonna, and yeah, she's a distance away. You could see her beak. She doesn't have lips.
That would be concerning.
She's a bird.
Is she a humanoid?
Yeah, she is.
Okay.
Then
I can read her beak.
Yeah, you can
Terrible
read her beak
sight.
from where you are. But you're at the bar and she's at a high top a little distance
Got
away.
it.
Probably if you were like really listening, like if you got a nat 20, you could even hear her. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to observe her table and just like see if they talk work at all. But I also want to turn to Zahara and say, "So, what's your type?"
I was gonna say the luck check. Zahara only got a 4 on that luck check.
I know.
I know.
I don't really know. She's kind of like, 6 feet tall and super strong,
And you always get along?
and we always get along. Not gonna lie though, that song is actually like great. I've been
Have you
listening to
heard
it.
the short
What
version?
are we talking about?
What is the short version of
It's
TikTok?
it's a TikTok
Oh,
song.
To be fair, I asked Sahara what her type was, which is how that conversation started.
It's something I forgot what it was. I'll have to find it and send it to you. But it's like for short people. It's like 5'5" and something.
That's my type, man.
Oh yeah, I think I saw a video of that. But shit, what is Zahara's type?
I'm not trying to do
Wait,
this.
so I left the room. Did you hear anything? Or did you
Not
just
yet.
see her
I know,
and then
she's
turn
asking
away and start talking about your
There's-
types?
No, they're
Okay.
Cade is facing so that they can
Okay.
watch watch the conversation / hear it maybe, and but is currently asking Zahara about their type. And I'm thinking about what you hear, so.
Okay.
Zahara, she's gonna say, I don't know if I have a type. All right, well, let's ask a question for all of y'all. What is my type?
Shannon's type?
What is Shannon's type?
Fictional women.
God damn it.
I mean,
Yeah.
That's,
Okay, what is
that's
my
what I
type
have
in
for
real
you.
life?
No one knows.
No one knows.
Who knows, Shan?
Anyone that will give you food for free.
Oh my god.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Real. I did not come here to be torn apart just like
All right,
that.
I'm gonna mute so I can think about what you guys learned.
I guess probably a little nerdy, but not into the exact same things as you. Not too similar. Somehow.
I don't know how to say
Yeah, I don't.
any answer
When
I can
it's
think
too
of, I feel
similar,
like it's just
that
roasting
throws me
you.
off
Yeah.
because I'm like, this is fucking weird. But
So your type is
yeah.
is not you. There you go.
But not
But
too
not
different than
not
you.
you either.
Zahara's gonna say, I don't know if I'll have a type. I mean, I don't know. I've never really dated anyone, so.
Alright, we like specs. So something tall, something strong.
Dragonborn.
6 feet tall, super strong.
Other
Oh, good on men.
Dragonborn.
Well, almost 7 foot tall, really.
I mean, I guess like, you know, attractive. That sounds superficial, I swear.
My type is attractive. Yeah. What's yours?
This is also what it's like talking
This
to
is
Ken.
true.
So.
That's very true.
Valid.
I don't know how to classify my
This
types.
could be
and
an
that is-
off-camera conversation with Shan.
I feel like I have 2 types. One of them are like the skinny white boy nerds.
Same. But also
The
has to
other
be 6
one-
feet tall or more.
The other one are the hot tan guys that can kind of be assholes.
Not same. Disagree on that one. But, you know.
I got 2 types. Yeah. So I was gonna say, I don't know. I've never dated anyone. I mean,
Yeah, I want Sahara's type to be skinny white boy nerd. Like what would that?
no, that's not.
I
had-
work with this.
Well,
can
there
work
was somebody, but
Cade
he's
can
not
work
he's
with
not
this.
around anymore. I don't even know
Oh,
if
that's
that
a reveal.
was gonna
I'm
be.
not even there.
I don't
I'm
know.
not even there for that. Oh, the gossip.
Cade can't work with Shan's type. Cade can work with Zahara's type.
But did Cade just let that statement go?
Which
The one
one?
that she just made.
Wait, what was the statement? I was zoning out, writing
Zahara,
my own thing. I
repeat.
want to know what happened.
I'm not
Zahara,
even
what'd you
here
just
to
say?
have overheard it.
Oh, that she's never been on a
No,
date?
not that part.
Oh. Which part?
Well, I can't say it. I'm not
Someone
there.
clip it!
Don't clip it.
Someone clip
It's-
it!
It's not a clipping.
Nope. I threw it into the void and it's no longer
So you,
there.
basically that means
I'll just
Zahara said it
rewatch
under her breath, and Cade just
She said it
missed
under her breath.
entirely.
Did she
But
say that
she doesn't even know.
her type?
She doesn't know her type. She just said like, oh, I haven't really dated anyone. I don't know if I have a type. Like, you know.
I can work with it. It's fine.
Yeah.
I would like to do a perception check for a hot guy.
Well,
Hot dragonborns or
that's
anything?
what Zahara's. That's what
Anything.
Zahara's luck check was for.
Damn it!
Yeah.
So you
Everyone
can
here
still
is
do a
ugly.
perception check. You can still do a
Except for
perception
Jackson
check.
Rose.
I got a 15.
Yeah, you see a woman in the corner. Wait, did you want guys specifically?
I wanted guys.
Okay.
I mean, I'll do a
Scratch
hot
that.
people check. I'll do a hot people check.
Yeah, so well, you see a woman in a corner and a gentleman in a different corner. Gentleman?
Just the fact that you said gentleman makes
got
Sahara already not interested.
Gentleman.
Yeah, actually, I take that back. He's not a gentleman. I was trying to
He's
think of
not
what
a gentleman.
All right, hold on. One
Anyway,
second.
finish
Somebody called me
figuring out what.
Monday, and I'm
You
like,
need to
ugh.
finish figuring out what Missy Ray says. That's way more important than this.
Figured it out. I already figured that out.
Okay.
I'm gonna do this check first.
Okay.
So, all right. So you look around and you see a woman in one corner, and she is a she's a tiefling, with greenish like mint skin, and has a pair of glasses on, and with like the glasses have like beads that go around the neck, and she's got a book in her hands and a glass of wine on a coaster, and she's just sitting at a little bit of a corner table by herself. And then in a different corner you see and in this corner you see
Another tiefling. There's
No,
a lot of them around here.
you see a group of elves of like college age elvish
Yes.
elven men, and they look like they are like a prestigious frat.
A prestigious frat.
So does Cade point any of these out to me?
A rich
Kate's gonna do a little spin. Kate's gonna do a little spin on their like bar stool and say, "All right, I've got fancy frat boy on my left,
No.
and are you into chicks? Wine book nerd over there." And I like kick my foot towards the other tiefling, who Kate is definitely considering is that one of Estrella's relatives.
I think Zahara's gonna say, not really, but is that your type? See, my problem is, I think we're in a tavern that's just a bit too classy for my taste. I don't think I would find anybody here that would, well, let's just say I think they would be a little too uptight and classy and not down for just roughing it in the outdoors, you know? It's not really my type. I know that's not my type. I just don't know what my type is. I guess somebody who
Estrella
would,
is not your type. Understood.
No, really? I guess my type
Okay.
is somebody who enjoys the outdoors.
I'm gonna find Zahara a lumberjack by the end of this campaign.
All right, good to
A
know.
dragonborn lumberjack.
Got it. Good to know.
That's gonna be the thing, though. Is like we're gonna be so
We need to
focused
go.
and trying to
my
like find her
first thought,
somebody.
I was gonna make a joke, and then my first thought was a professional mud wrestler. That's what I'm gonna find her.
Oh
So,
God.
you guys want to know what Missy Ray is saying?
Yes.
Yes.
So you see that the tone of the conversation gets a little more hushed sounding, like you don't hear any laughter or anything. So that's what draws your attention back over to the table, Cade. And so that lip reading thing, is that just something you can do automatically, or do you roll for?
No, as long as they're speaking a language I know.
Okay. Yep.
I don't-
And so you can tell that, like, you just see that the vibe has gotten a little more tense, and Missy Ray is quiet right now, but you see the other people at the table. You see one woman go, well, Nisla and I got drinks the other week, and well, it's a good thing she wasn't on the island when the heroes fell. I mean,
What was the name you just said?
Nisla, Nisla.
I really should have my notes open.
And I'm gonna say that the same history check for Missy Ray goes for this one. So Cade, you would know that Nisla Belnora, Belnora, is the leader of the region of the Dark Islands. She's a dwarf. And so this person at the table says, so, well, good thing she wasn't on the island when the heroes fell. God, I mean, I was gonna say gods rest them, but I guess they're at war with the gods.
Sienna, were you about to do this?
I was about to do that, but also I was like, that definitely doesn't apply. And then I was gonna say gods rest them, but they're at war with the gods, so they wouldn't be praying to them. Anyway,
maybe she says that and then thinks better of it because.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like gods rest them, and but I mean, you know, if she had been, we wouldn't even know what's going on. And Missy goes, those are people still. The people on the island, we must figure out what happened to them.
I like her.
We have to know. We can't just abandon them there because we haven't heard from them. If Nisla was on the island, we would at least know that she'd be trying with every fiber of her being to get back here. And that's the most you get out of that conversation. And they kind of, she's kind of like, the other woman is inconsequential, but she was basically trying to make it think like, well, it's the workers on the island that are over there, not the
Gotcha.
the region. And that Missy was kind of chastising her for thinking that way. And so she's like, you're right, those are people, blah, blah, blah.
I like Missy.
I'll tell Shan, like, the gist of the conversation.
Yeah.
Or Zahara.
I was wondering, Zahara is she's gonna think for a moment and be like, I wonder if whatever is happening on those islands is connected to my hometown.
Maybe. Probably.
Maybe it would be good to look into.
Where are the Dark Isles? Can we see a map?
yeah, I'll bring you over to the map. Hold on. Oops, wrong tab. Still wrong tab. Goodness. There you go.
Because they are off of the coast of where Coven's Cove used to be. So.
Yeah, and you do know from, I think, a different conversation that you were listening, that you dropped on, that they've lost connection with the Dark Isles, the Dark Islands. They haven't heard from them or
So we don't know what's going on over there.
Nope. You haven't even seen any people, like anyone who goes out doesn't come back. Anyone who and nobody's come back. So,
Yeah.
and you don't
Oh,
quite
keep getting
know what the
chilly.
deal is there.
Interesting.
Do you still need the map, or?
No.
So yeah. What do you guys do anything else, or just having another round?
Yeah, I feel like we just hang, have another drink, bullshit.
Yeah,
All right.
chat.
Was Jackson Rose Zahara's type at all?
No.
No? Damn it.
No. All right, so you guys just kind of have a
This
good night.
place is too fancy for her to find her
Got it.
type here.
She's
I am going to
Kind
say
of wants to talk to the tiefling just because she feels like she might be related to Estrella.
That's racist.
Go for
All
it.
tieflings are related.
Every
That's
tiefling we've seen has been related to her.
I wonder if if Rebecca knows who I have described.
Agree.
So it is somebody
I
who's
don't know
related
that
to
I know.
Estrella.
It's not necessarily.
Well, don't say.
Not-
I mean,
I'm not saying. I'm just saying not.
You insinuated.
I have to look back at the pictures you sent me.
Oh, it's not someone you have a picture
Oh.
of. I will say that because I haven't
Would it?
done all the pictures, so it's all right. Do you want to do anything else?
I think Zahara's just gonna like sit and chat and just kind of like unwind a little bit with some alcohol, and just be like, all right, like
Okay.
things will
I
be
am
okay.
going to say that you must remove 5 more gold. You are buying another round.
I'll do it. I'll buy the round.
Oh, I figured out who it is.
Okay. Zahara, you had another 3 shots of tequila?
Wait, maybe I didn't figure it out.
No, she slowed down. She
So
would
what did you end
ask
up getting?
for.
What was your second round drink?
She would want to get a beer. I don't know if this fancy place has beer.
They have a summer pale ale.
So bougie.
Good for me.
So hipster.
Yeah. A microbrewed summer pale ale. I don't know how beer works.
Yeah, okay, that's fine for Zahara.
And Kay, did you get another whiskey?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say with those 2 whiskeys, I know were you like drinking them kind of slow? How many whiskeys have you had by the end of the night?
3.
3? I'm gonna have you make me a Constitution saving throw to see how you're holding that.
22.
All right, yeah, you guys are feeling good. I think both of you, like Zahara, you slowed down, but you still, from that beer, you have still a good buzz when you guys decide you're ready to head home. So you well, how do you guys think that you are you're both like you have a good buzz and you're both kind of drunk. Not like drunk, not like falling over each other, but tipsy. And you're feeling good. What do you guys think? How are you acting on the way home?
I think as we're walking home, Kate's gonna like. How tall is Zahara?
5'8".
Okay, I'm.
She's small for Dragonborn.
Well, you're not like a giant. I'm gonna like sling my arm over her shoulder and say, "Let's go back and bother the shit out of Estrella."
Oh, I second that
So you
idea.
didn't-
I think the way back, they're just gonna talk shit about Estrella the whole way.
Oh, okay. That's gonna make Estrella's feeling even better. Totally.
They're obviously gonna stop before they like get to Guild, but just on the way back, they're gonna be like, "Why is she so shifty all the time?"
We're
Is
definitely
this-
gonna like.
is this
And
when-
Cade is gonna tell me about all of your.
I was gonna say, is
siblings.
this when Cade unloads their theories on?
Oh, for sure.
On
all
all the
of
siblings.
Kate's theories about like what
What
the
are
fuck,
your
how
theories?
many siblings Estrella
Oh,
has.
yeah, can we hear
Yeah,
the
what do you
theories?
think?
What are? Let's RP a small conversation here between both of you guys as you're walking home.
Yeah. So wait, what are your theories? I mean, you mentioned something about she has like 5 siblings that you
Well,
found.
There's the missing brother.
All right,
There's-
that's one.
There's the sister from the
library,
the
yeah.
place
The
with
church.
tree.
Church of
The
the
church.
Number
Beast.
2.
The church with the mean lady on the steps.
The church, right? Not the library.
Then we saw. Oh, I didn't. So there was 2 more tieflings who I didn't get a good look at. So like I don't know. I won't say their age and all that. There's two people she was dodging, and then there was another set of 2, and one of them was in a wheelchair. And like I don't. Did she? She's just so shifty.
I like to believe that Sahara is really counting these out, but like,
Slightly double vision.
Uh-huh.
yeah,
How
not.
many siblings does she have?
I don't know, but she wants to hide from all of them all the time, and like I don't get it. Like why
Well, I can
did she
understand.
steal from one of them? She makes it seem like she's like a political criminal. Did she sleep with a politician?
Yo,
Oh,
my
Estrella
God.
is Monica Lewinsky.
it's a Watergate
Right,
scandal
like-
on our hands.
Like one of those escorts that sleeps with a bunch of like congressmen to like blackmail them? You know what I'm talking about? There's an episode of Criminal Minds.
Uh-huh, yeah.
That made
No.
me actually think of
Damn, Cade.
the woman from Sherlock from.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Irene
yeah.
Adler.
Thank you.
Yeah. I also, she's always talking about this dude. I think it's a dude. Does she have a boyfriend? I want to know. Like,
But like, what dude?
I don't
just-
know. She's just so shifty. I don't know.
God, she's so
And she also
dodgy.
got 70,000 siblings she's trying to avoid. How can you ever know which one she's fucking talking about?
How can you give birth to that many? That sounds painful.
I
Well,
love
to be
where
fair,
Zahara's
Estrella didn't
rough
give birth to
mind
them.
goes.
No, she's
Yeah.
talking about her parents now. Like, that's a lot.
I don't know. We don't know anything about her parents either.
Well, I mean, at least for us, it's easy. We just hatch out of eggs.
Right?
Never really thought about that.
All right. We
Either.
never really talked about how dragons give birth. I mean, well, dragons give birth with eggs, so I guess that's something that was passed down to dragonborns now.
Cool.
You said it, that's canon.
It's canon.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Happy hatching day.
Happy day. Oh.
I mean,
yeah,
I feel
so
like
I
an
don't
egg
know.
is easier to put. Wait, does that mean that they have a? No, we're not gonna go there.
Moving on.
So you think she? Wow. What if she's trying to get those political guys in her pocket so she can break more laws and not get in trouble? Eh?
There you go. Now you're thinking.
Hey.
You come stumbling into
Giggling.
Gale leaves the back door. Zahara knows that Gale keeps a
I was gonna say,
Like a
Gail would
key
know
under the
better
back.
than to leave the back door unlocked when
No.
she's,
no.
you know.
But Zahara knows where Gale keeps a key hidden, because like I don't think Zahara ever necessarily did this when she would stay with Gale, but
Okay.
This
But
feels
you would-
like Cade's bad influence.
no, this is something
But
new.
you would go out hunting, probably, right?
But yeah, you would probably go out like for a late night hunting with Ruby.
Yeah.
So you know where the spare key is, and you
So I grab
you-
it. I open
grab
the
it,
door.
After
and
a few
as-
tries.
as
They're
you're
laughing.
trying to put the key into the lock, Ruby, not assuming that this is how what state you're gonna be in, comes and lands on your shoulder, and I'm actually gonna need you to make me a dexterity saving throw to see if it pushes you over. As
The
you're like
thing
bending to try to
does.
put the key in the lock, she like lands on your shoulder.
It's 22.
Jesus.
Okay, yeah, you do it. You're like you almost got like a really good like tipsy sway, like drunken master monk going, and you just kind of like dip, used to the weight of Ruby sitting on your shoulder, and you get the key in, and
Oh, hi, Rubes. And gives her a little chin scratch.
and You see that Monty is asleep right next to the back door because he knew that's where you'd be coming home.
Oh.
So he's just sitting. He found like an empty pot, and that's how he likes to sleep. Is he actually likes to sit in the pot and just kind of rests himself that way. And he doesn't wake up though as he's doing
Good,
like
I don't want him to see me in this state.
That's how
Sahara's
Monty
going,
sleeps.
shh, he's sleeping.
Thank God.
And Estrella, are you
I'm not there.
here?
No.
You're not here at
No,
all.
you know where I am.
I know, I just wasn't sure.
I am
if
not there.
you're back by now.
Well, I mean, no.
If
No?
Estrella's not back, I want to go find her.
Okay, she is not here. I mean, you guys can do an
I still need to
investigation
look
check
for her.
first.
Yeah.
I think because you guys are a little like buzzed and tipsy, I'm gonna make you guys do an investigation check first to try. Or I guess if you realize she's not in the house, you go find her. Do me an investigation check.
Okay.
And Estrella, if you're trying to not be found,
I mean, I'm in a
please make
place
me-
that that's secrety, so you know. Like, it's not like I'm just sitting on the street
true.
somewhere.
I'm gonna
You know?
then don't tell me what your investigations are yet.
Okay, I have the number.
Okay, I set my DC for this. Yeah. What are
12.
7.
To be fair, we are drunk.
Mhm.
yeah?
Just
you
run
guys
around the street
don't-
going, Estrella! Like-
Are you going to shout like your name?
Oh, right.
I feel like they're gonna do a shouting whisper. That's what Sahara's gonna do at least.
I'm gonna say, Estrella, make me a perception check.
I got a nat 20.
You hear that?
Estrella!
Okay. So you guys, I'm just going to so where do you think you guys are as you're searching for me?
I mean, yeah. Put yourselves
like where
where
do you think you go?
Like on the map, put yourselves there. And Estrella, when you
Yeah.
kind of got where I was talking about,
I
so you can place
Possibly
yourself
did.
in.
Did we know where Estrella's date was supposed to be?
Where we were.
Yeah.
It was Jackson
It was-
Rose. It wasn't an
yeah.
actual date. He
The
just said
bartender.
like he
Oh.
basically gave her like a hey, come see me sometime. I own this bar. Look, I'm so impressive. Like
Mhm.
it wasn't like a real date. He wasn't asking her out to dinner. He was just saying like, hey, I own a bar. You wanna come by?
Yeah.
I think I'm like right here.
I think Zahara's gonna look around closer to the outskirts. I guess kind of like around
So
this
you're not
corner.
together. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, like-
we probably should be together because we're
I
drunk.
feel like we're staying within like eye line of each other, but like stumbling around.
So then I'm gonna say, how about Cade is right like here, and that Sahara is like,
Where the hell is Zahara? Oh, there's Zahara.
and Sahara I'm gonna say is like right here.
Okay.
Yeah, that works.
So yeah, you guys are whisper shouting.
Like looking in alleyways. I think probably you're like, where would a rogue go? Like
Did you
Check
say,
the
did you
looking
say
at, like-
umbrella?
I said, where would a rogue
Oh, I heard
go?
where would umbrella go?
Oh my god, I'm definitely gonna start calling you Umbrella instead of Estrella.
While you're drunk.
Oh my god.
I
Umbrella.
think Kate like says that
While you're drunk,
they're drunk.
see, it's not. I don't even have to be concerned
You
about you
accidentally
yelling my
slip
name. You just start yelling umbrella.
But yeah, Estrella, you hear this.
I hear umbrella being yelled. Umbrella. Ella,
No,
Ella.
you hear
okay,
us-
Fine, yeah. Yeah. So, so you guys are, whisper shouting my name, and I hear it.
Oh wait, I'm
Um,
employing Ruby's help.
So I'm just going to describe.
Oh, you can
Check.
you can do one more investigation check with Ruby.
I'm employing Ruby's help, and I cast speak with animals
Well,
as she's drunk.
what did Ruby get?
I think she's still
So she would be like, Ruby, I need you. Oh, she got the same role as me.
I mean, she probably has better perception.
Doesn't she have better perception though?
You said investigation, though, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say for her it would be a perception check because she's like
Oh.
got a bird's eye view,
Yeah.
literally.
Literally.
That makes sense.
Let's check. I don't have her character sheet. bad. She would have been like, Ruby, we're looking for Estrella. We don't know where she went. Did you see where she went?
So what she get for perception?
I'm waiting. It's loading. I was role playing while we were waiting for it to load.
Oh wait, I think I have it.
It's just Hawk
Yeah, I have
stats,
it
right?
actually. Yeah, I have it up.
Well, it's Hawk stats, but like when I get like not skill increases, what's it called?
They have
Ability score?
Ruby has advantage. If Ruby is doing her own roll, Ruby has advantage on wisdom, on perception checks that rely on sight.
Watch me get another nut. Oh shit! Nope, I gotta reroll
Oh my
that.
god.
Watch me get a nat. Oh shit!
Yeah.
Whoever has that one sticker.
You gotta
needs to
stop
post it.
saying watch me get a nat anything, because you cursed me to get that nat one earlier.
I wanted you to get that nat one. No, I was gonna say watch me get a 9 again. She rolled a 13.
She adds 4.
That's 7.
Jesus, Ruby.
She's a hawk.
She's also my buddy,
Yeah,
so
that's
like
really
whenever
not
I
that
get
much, actually.
an increase,
No,
like she gets an increase.
So she gets a 17. Which actually makes the DC. So you see, so Estrella, you do hear the Estrella whisper yells. And then I'm gonna say that you probably like look up in frustration, and and with your nat 20 perception, you see Ruby fly over you.
I guess that's enough for alone time, isn't it? And so, can I describe?
Ruby then
like,
flies.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Ruby flies back to your shoulder and does say says I found her.
Can I do something before this conversation happens?
Well, she's not gonna point you out just yet, so like you have time to.
I just wanted, before she asked where is she, I wanted to do something.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I was just going to describe. So right now Estrella is up in a crevice on the wall, looking, just kind of sitting and looking out on the city, on the like the lights of the city. And so when she sees the bird flying over and hears, her compatriots whispering her name, loudly whispering her name throughout the city, she, as I said, says, well, I guess that's enough for alone time, and she's going to jump down, like, right behind whoever the nearest one of them is, I guess Zahara.
Probably Zahara. Can you make me a dexterity saving throw for how high up you were going?
That's a fair point. I can. Hope that nat 20 carries. I didn't get a nat 20, but I did do well. That's a 23.
Okay, yeah. You jump down, don't even take any like fall damage or anything. I guess you weren't that high up, but you've just done this so many times. You jump down right behind Zahara, and I'm gonna say that you are used to doing this so well that I guess Zahara would have been looking for you, and Ruby did just say, like, I found her.
That's why I wanted to jump down as soon as the bird saw me, because I saw the bird, right?
Oh, okay.
That's why I wanted to say it before the conversation happened. But
yeah. So Ruby is now flying
Ruby
down.
lands and says, I found her, and she's right there.
Yeah. No, I think it works like that, but like she's like, I found her, and you're just suddenly there.
Do I hear her jump down, or do I just turn around and see her?
Turn around.
You probably just turn around and see her.
Hi.
Estrella! She puts a hand on her shoulder. Don't sneak up on me like that. We were looking for you. Where were you?
Oh, I've been around.
That's funny. That's just what I was saying to the other person that asked.
It's a good answer.
What?
It's a good answer. It's accurate. Always.
It is. Doesn't give too much away.
Just as I like.
Oh, wait. That means you're hiding something.
What? Me?
That means you're hiding something.
I think And she, like, sniffs the air a little and says, I think it's time that you go to bed, that all of us go to bed. You know, I fell off a cliff this morning, so let's
Boy, yeah.
let's
That happens. That was today.
let's get some rest before we, you know, get on a boat and face our destinies tomorrow. Shall we?
That sounds like a good plan.
Alright.
She's gonna like grab Estrella's arm and just kind of like start walking towards Cade and be like, Cade, I found her. And points.
I think Kate's gonna turn around and go to whisper yell Estrella and like stop mid word and be like, oh wait, what's your name?
Lady Starlight.
Maurice? Claire? Linda? What do you
Linda?
what do I call you?
Samantha?
Is this Samantha?
I
You can
don't
call
know a
me whatever you
Samantha.
want. Let's go to bed. Shall we?
We
guys aren't
saw the president.
I did see the president.
You saw Missy?
She's really cool.
Oh, yes,
I like-
Missy. She's...
Missy Elliott, yeah.
Did you
Right.
sleep with her for political leverage?
What?
Sleep with her to gain political leverage.
Estrella,
No?
is that why you break the law? Is that how you're good at breaking the law? Because you blackmail them,
Is that your big
and then you don't
secret?
get in trouble.
Yes, that's exactly what happens. Yeah, you
Hey,
figured it
you
out.
called it.
You figured me
you
out.
did
All right.
Damn, that was spot on, Cade. Good job.
Zahara and Kate, high five.
Not even gonna make you roll deception or insight. You guys are just at that point. So you guys hobble your way back to Gail's house. Zahara uses the key again, and Estrella probably already knows that it's there. Also, Estrella could just lockpick her way in.
Yeah, I don't even pull out. I
Gail
don't
is
pull
used
out
to
the
that.
key. I lockpick it. That's what I did last time too. So, and I knew where the key was.
Yeah.
So, now, I do have a question
Well, this
though
is the
that I
back
meant to ask
Yeah.
earlier, because since I was sitting up on a high space, I did want to make a perception check while I was there, and I did make a perception check. I just want to
Oh,
see if
well,
there's
what were you
anything, just generally over the city, if there was anything that I saw, like, of interest. Maybe there's nothing of interest,
Give me
but
a luck.
just.
I'm gonna say that nat 20 still
Okay.
works, but give me a luck check.
Alright.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
19!
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. So I think that with that, you see, from where you are, you could always see the window, or you know which window was yours.
Right.
It's dark.
Uh-huh.
You see no lights on.
Mhm.
But the window next to that, is,
Right.
no, it's
Oh.
not
Oh,
her.
okay.
You guys had the same window.
Oh.
That was kind of how you
Right.
could tell if she was, like,
Okay.
back from her night
Right. Gotcha.
or whatever. But the window next to yours, is Nox's room.
Right.
And you just see a faint blue light kind of coming from that room.
Right. Interesting. Alright. I should write that down. If I had paper.
She says as she doesn't write it
It's
down.
over there. I'll write it down when the stream's over.
Write down your
And
phone.
and you see that the lights on at the top of the tower, like the tower.
The tower.
You could see that those are on, like someone's burning the midnight oil.
Okay. Interesting.
That's about it.
Cool. Okay. I'll
Um,
just tuck that away.
And so you guys make your way back to Gail's house. You slump onto the couches and beds that you had agreed upon earlier in the day. Is there anything that you guys would like to do before you go to sleep?
Go to sleep.
Okay.
Yes, I pull
mean,
out my.
we did just get back
I
from
roll
the
out
forest, so.
Steven.
That's right. Well, you probably have a bed here.
True, I probably do. I just let
I
Steven
think-
kind of
I think
run
that there
around
are-
a little bit.
Steven feels abandoned.
No.
Wow.
I think there are two. I think the way that Gail's house is set is that she has like her room, like the master bedroom, and then she just has one extra room
Right.
that she has stuck like 2 beds in. I think actually, you know what? Let's be real. I think she has 2 sets of. She has a set of bunk beds, like
Aw,
2 sets of
that's
bunk
cute.
beds, so that there's 4 extra beds in this house
Hmm.
for weary travelers. And her couch is definitely a pull-out couch. So you probably stayed in that room if you stayed over.
Yeah.
Zahara definitely
Once
stayed
in a
in that room.
while,
You guys
though,
could all
I probably
stay in
had to
that
get
room.
home most nights,
I call
considering
the top bunk.
I wasn't exactly alone. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah, I
but
know.
sometimes
But
in the middle of the night, you know.
yeah.
Oh, before they do go to sleep, actually, Zahara wants to tell Estrella, "Hey, Estrella, Kate and I decided that we're gonna ditch the book before we go on the ship tomorrow.
What?
Because
Ditch
it would be real bad if we brought that book on board with us, since, you know, they're all looking for the book, and we're going to be surrounded by a boat full of people that are looking for the book. So
I
we're just
mean,
going
it
to, like,
weren't like they figured it out last time. We walked by so many of them. They're not just running
Yeah.
location spells.
but we're going to be stuck on a boat
But they're not.
with nowhere to
but
go
we're
except
not walking
water.
around. And
I don't know.
where are you going to abandon it?
In the library.
In the library.
Yeah, we're just going to put it in the library here, and then they can track it here and be like, oh, well, I guess somebody just, like, checked it out and checked it back into a different library.
I'm sure that seems realistic. That's definitely
Maybe
how they
there's,
would
like,
read
a magical
it.
transfer system where
Yeah.
they transfer the books
Okay,
between
let's
all the
have this
different
conversation
libraries.
when you're sober, because I don't think
All
that's how
right.
that would work.
Okay.
So
Then she's gonna go to bed.
okay, so this is a long rest we're getting, right? So I can go full
Yes.
health. Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll fix Cade's as well.
Oh yeah, I get my breath weapon back because I used it on the chest.
All right, I get my advantage disguise back.
Yes.
No more nat ones.
All right. So I am just gonna wait for Kate to come back.
Cool. Because while we're waiting, I really gotta pee. So I hope.
Okay, go, because that's what Kate went to go do.
Well,
And I do want to get to my.
do
Hi, Tim.
we have any dreams? I don't know.
You know what? Give me a. Give me an intelligence saving throw.
Why did I ask? Oh. 11.
Yeah, you imagine. So in your dream, you are about 4 years old.
That's a fun age. So innocent.
And you and Celeste are having an argument over the dolls that you were playing with. And you hear a knock at the door as you guys are yelling back and forth. And in walks Knox. And he goes, "Guys, please stop fighting. Here." And he like comes over and you see him take the doll and he like closes his eyes and then opens them again and they're glowing a blue flame and just pulls them and they become 2 dolls. and he hands one to you, and he hands one to Celessa. He goes, there's no need to fight now. And he walks out of the room. That's the dream you have.
Cool.
And how about this, Cade? Give me a wisdom saving throw.
God. 19.
All right. You have a cool dream. You found a first edition copy of Snorlax Bones and the Blink Dog of Baskerville. Yeah, you just found a first edition copy of this really good book for an antique book, like a decent price.
You dreamt about reading a book. What a nerd.
No, and you bought it. You brought it home, and you have this in your dream you have this cool book.
Listen, in real life, I had a dream the other day about going to the gym and being able to do my sets without people being around me. So my dreams are pretty dull.
So real quick though, Cade, was there anything that you wanted to do in particular before you went to bed?
No, not besides bother Estrella.
Okay, Zahara chose the top bunk. There are 2 bunk beds, like 2 sets of bunk beds in this room. Zahara called one of the top bunks.
I just want to be asleep.
Cool.
I was never allowed the top bunk before, so I'm going to take it.
Yeah, you probably always take the top bunk then. And just to round it out, Zahara, give me a wisdom saving throw real quick.
Wisdom saving throw?
Yep.
Okay. I'm curious. Oh, that's a 1.
Ooh.
Oh.
So, Zahara, you have a dream about the last time that you were... Tim, good use of the emote.
Oof.
You have a dream about... It wasn't the last time you left this city, but actually the first.
Oh.
You were... Actually, I have it written down. I made myself a timeline of events. You guys see this thing?
Oh my.
Jesus.
What kind of paper
How?
is that?
I
Oh,
Did you
it's
keep
not
it?
one long
Oh
paper.
my
Okay.
No.
Holy crap.
But it's because there were so many, because I created a world and I have actual history, and so I needed to have it all straight for when people ask me questions, and somebody has 12,000 siblings that I had to keep track of how old people were and when things happened.
Wait, Cade, you have a lot of siblings? Sahara,
Yeah,
you got something
Cade
more
is
than that,
definitely
brother?
not only child.
Who are you talking about? I'm an only child. I have at maximum
Sorry,
like
Mom.
1, but he kind of disappeared, so it's fine. It's actually not fine. It's devastating, but you know.
So now I'm not sure if it's a good thing that I got an nat 1 or a bad thing.
So you were...
It means your dream will be more meaningful.
You were about 8 years old.
Oh boy, okay.
When you left Dormishire for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to tell us of what that? I would assumed that you left in the middle of the night as to not arouse suspicion.
Yep.
Do you want to tell us a little about that
I
night?
probably would have woken up really early, so like before dawn breaks and before people are going about their day, but at least so there's like light coming up.
Right. Do you want to tell us a little? Yeah, it is a long timeline. Do you guys want to tell? Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you were feeling that morning?
I was feeling decisive that I came to a decision, as well as apprehensive about setting out on my own, and determined to make it back from whence I came. I don't know if that was the right way to say it. To whence I came. And just wanting to escape. She hates the city, and she hates being around certain people. So,
was there a defining moment that caused for this sudden decisiveness? Was there any sort of argument or disagreement or?
Nope. She basically there were things that just kind of kept mounting up more and more and more until it was like the needle that broke the haystack. Wait, no.
The needle that broke the haystack.
That broke the haystack.
That's...
Flip it!
Nope, that is not.
Sure?
That is
Joe,
not that
you would
saying.
Understand that was very much of an Iagoism right there.
That is not the right saying at all. But that should be a clip because that was a good one. Anyway, it was the straw that broke the camel's back.
What was the straw that broke the camel's back? If you're not sure yet, you can think about it and let us know.
I don't know. I guess in terms of the dream, the actual straw is kind of fuzzy.
Okay. I want you to think about what that final straw may have been. But I think, did you leave anything behind?
I would have packed up all my belongings. Maybe I would have left a note.
You would have left a note? What did the note say?
Shh, what did it say?
You can think about it. Think about it as we start to wake up on this very early morning. Gail, as per the ever mom in her, knows that you guys need to meet up with someone at dawn. So she wakes you guys. I'm gonna say dawn is like, I don't know, but I don't know what time. But she wakes you up like about an hour before you have to leave here. And she like knocks on the door and says, actually no, this is where Gail is not a sweetheart because she knows that it doesn't work. She knocks on the door and goes, "All right, up and at 'em!" And she like pushes open the door, pulls open all the blinds, which are perfectly positioned in this room to shine the sun, or what should be the morning sun on your faces. So like if it was like 7 or 8 in the morning, it would be the worst time to have those blinds open. Right now it's still a little dim, but she does still open them to kind of get that going on. She starts lighting the lamps in the room so that it brightens up the room. And she also then pulls the covers off of each of you. And gives your mattresses a little shake too. She like knows how to wake people up who do not want to get up. She goes, "Rise and shine, there's smoothies downstairs, come on, we gotta get going, you guys gotta leave.
5 more minutes,
you know
Mom.
you have to arrive you have to arrive 5 hours early before your boat."
I have to tell this tiny tangent. I was in Disney in a few years ago, my 21st birthday, so I was like, Jesus Christ, 5 years ago?
Yeah. No.
All of that information is incorrect. It was like 2 years ago, but it's fine. Anyway,
would be fine.
I was sharing a room with my cousin who's in her 30s, and her mom comes bursting in the room at like 8 a.m. and she's like talking to my cousin. She's like, aren't you going with your sister? Aren't you guys going together? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, well, don't you want to get up? You're going to be late. They're leaving. They were not leaving. They weren't leaving for another hour and a half. And she woke us up like they were in the car, like key in the engine, like going in the ignition, not the engine. But she like woke us up in that kind of dead panic, like
Yeah.
curtains open, mattresses flipped, and we had an hour and a half.
Oh my god.
She doesn't scare you like that, because she knows that she's working with a few people, at least in this party, that are high anxiety. So especially about this city. So she does, but she does it in more of a stern, fierce love, like
Yeah. So
like I love you, but I'm not letting
I'm
you get
guessing
up.
in this
I'm
in
not
this
letting you
world
fall
these
back.
lamps aren't electric, right? They're flame, like fire, like
Yeah.
kerosene. So I want
Yeah.
Estrella takes her pillow, flips it over, and like somehow has like the ability to.
This is the like thaumaturgy,
Yeah, I
essentially.
mean, technically she has thaumaturgy, but she can't do magic.
I think
so,
you have a card in your
so
hand, and you
I
essentially use it like
flick
a fan.
card at the thing to turn the light down. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
she turns it right back. She picks up the card and flicks it at you with like amazing precision. And she goes, "Get up!" And she pulls and she takes the pillow off and then hits you with it once, and then puts it at the foot of your bed.
All right, I'm getting up.
And
You
then
never this mean when. Anyway, what about them? Are they up?
And she goes back. What is Zahara doing when she tries to get her up?
Zahara kind of just like lays there, like thinking, pondering.
She turns to you and says, "Hey, you used to get up at this time to help me make sticky buns for the early morning rush. Now don't make me get the bucket."
The bucket.
Okay, I'm up.
Oh, God.
She like sits up in bed, but still kind of like tired, just kind of like.
I think Zahara
Every
knows
time.
that she would never actually like pour a bucket of water on you, but
I
like
think she's.
there's something.
I.
There's something in her voice that you know that somehow the threat is still real. Like she.
I think. I mean, she's probably never done it to Zahara, but I think she's done it to Estrella.
She probably has.
Estrella and Marcus, so
Yeah. Oh, she's
definitely
done
to Marcus.
He sleeps in no matter what. And I think actually, let me just take a look for a second. Let's see. She actually has. So I say the bucket, but she, which sounds worse, but she says, "Don't make me use it." And she
up.
it's and a ice knife kind of emerges from her finger because she is magical. She does have magic that she can use.
She's gonna shank us if we don't wake up.
And so no, she's just gonna. It's supposed to be like it just gives you like a cold burst of wet in your face. Like it. She ends up like it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like shatters and just
Yeah.
it's like snow. Someone just came and put snow on your face.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Anyway.
And
yeah, Estrella is up as soon as she says the word bucket. She's I'm up.
And then Cade, how do you think you react to being woken up like this? Because she wakes, even though you're the guest, she still wakes you up like that too. Because she knows that you guys came in late, and she's like, "This is your own fault," kind of thing.
I feel like Kate just kind of gets up slowly. Not like super slowly, but like rises without a fuss. Kate likes to read in the morning, so they always hope that they can beat everyone to getting ready so that they can sit and read for a few minutes.
Okay. I think that you definitely do that. You're already downstairs. Do you guys drink coffee or tea in the morning?
Zahara, on this day, she's gonna need coffee.
Okay. Well, she has a pot of coffee brewing, sticky buns on the table, smoothies for like, smoothies in a like to-go cup. And I'm gonna tell you this now that they are going to be a health potion.
Oh.
So you guys all have a free potion of healing.
Hell yeah.
That you can take with you. And make note of that.
Also
And,
something I'll make a note of when I have a notebook.
I was gonna say I forgot, and then I would have forgotten whenever we play again.
And yeah, she has some tea waiting for anyone who would prefer tea in the morning. I assume Estrella is more of a tea drinker. It is something with caffeine in it though, so that you guys get up. Yeah, so you guys get up. She's like already, because she has already grabbed all of your stuff and like put it by the door so that you guys don't have to worry about gathering it together.
Thanks
Like
for the
she's
follow.
playing. What?
We just gotta follow.
Oh, we gotta follow? Hey, lit! I was laughing
hey,
because we got the,
I
is
thought
this-
you were saying, "Oh,
this
hello," and I was like, "Who the fuck are you talking to? You don't live with anybody."
See, I was cracking up because of
What do you mean,
Tim's
hi?
comment. Is this the Ninda equivalent of Gogurt?
Oh.
And yeah, so you guys, have your breakfast and head out the door. How do you guys say goodbye to Gail?
Bye, Gail. It was nice seeing you again. And gives like a big
Seeing
hug.
you too, honey. And she gives you a big hug and a kiss on the cheek and just like cups your head in her hands for a second. It says, "Be careful."
I will.
And
Don't worry,
she
I've
does
got Ruby and Monty to keep an eye on me, make sure I don't get into any trouble.
good. And she gives Ruby a little piece of bacon and pours a little water onto Monty.
Water on the Monty. Jeez. Yeah, I
Um,
think Estrella, she's going to do the double kiss, the fancy person double kiss, like one side and the
Mwah,
other.
mwah.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah, she definitely does that jokingly, but then she pulls you into a hug. She has, because you guys are all much taller than she is, she has a stool that is, like, just...
Her hugging stool.
It's
I
her
love
hugging stool. It's legit her hugging stool. Like, she just has it prepped, so that she can either give, like, motherly, sometimes a little slap on the cheek, like, "Hey, don't do that." Or, like, a look at me, like, she wants you to look her in the eyes kind of thing. But it's also her hugging chair, her hugging stool. And so you guys do the mwah, mwah, and then she does just pull you into a big hug and gives you a kiss on the cheek and does the same thing to you and says, "Please be careful."
I will.
Okay. And Cade, how do you say goodbye to this woman?
I clearly get the vibe that she's a hugger, so I'll go in for a hug.
And she does, like, she's very respectful, so she wasn't gonna go for it first. But if you initiate, she will give you a big hug, and
I mean, she's
still,
a
like,
MILF, so,
she gives you a big hug, and doesn't like cup your face because that's a little too formal. But she does like kind of hold you on the sides of the arms and just goes, "And you be careful too, dear, okay?"
Kate,
And then she whispers to you, "Watch out for these, okay? Keep an eye on them."
I heard that.
Good, you were meant to, sweetie. And then she, she sees you guys out.
I love that Zahara's going for DILFs and Kate is going for MILFs.
gotta hit all the angles.
What's a non-binary?
Binary.
My brain went nilf.
Nilf.
And I was like
said
trying to
nilf.
process
I was gonna
it.
say pilf because parent.
Parent, I'd like.
Pilf
Yeah,
is the
it's pilf.
worst word, okay? What?
It
Pilf.
is. I prefer nilf.
Anywho.
Nilf.
So you guys start to make.
I
your
have
way.
to go. I'm supposed to go say goodbye to Specs, right? Yeah.
Oh,
he told
okay,
me
yes.
to. So I
do love the vision
Can we go
of
with her?
Gail pulling up a stool to like slap Specs upside the head.
absolutely
Most
yes.
definitely does.
It's a great visual.
Yes.
You see that like I think that maybe for like the equivalent of Mother's Day, Estrella, you and probably Marcus painted like like you guys pooled your money and like got a stool and like you painted it to say like Mom's hugging stool. And then Specs had taken it and flipped it over and scratched on the underside and slapping stool.
Yes, I love it. That's very accurate.
Amazing.
us.
And it's like, that's the stool she was standing on. It's a little worn. Some of the words are a little faded because it's just like, acrylic paint. Like, it's not like fancy wood paint. But still warms your heart when you see it. The slapping stool. Which, once he did that, of course, you always referred to even though it said Mom's hugging stool on the top, you always referred to it as the slapping stool.
Slapping stool.
And
I told her to pass on a message for me, right? I couldn't remember whether I told her or Specs to pass on a message to Marcus for me.
Specs.
It was Specs. Okay, so yeah. So I'm going to say, I will meet you at the meeting point, I suppose. In just give me a few minutes. I have to go, and I'll be right back. And I go towards the Gambit.
Do Kate and Zahara want to go say goodbye to Specs too?
I think Zahara would probably want to tag along.
So,
Can I make like an insight check? Do I feel like Estrella wants to be alone?
Yeah, go for it. Estrella. Well, I guess whatever you decide.
Well, I rolled. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say I rolled a net 1, but that's a 7, so I got a 14.
I would say Estrella. It's not that she wants to be alone. It's. Yeah, possibly. She kinda. She always wants to. She's sneaky, so.
If it's
It's
just
the
her
usual.
typical, I always want to be
Yeah.
alone, then I don't, and I'm coming. But if it's like Specs is really important to me and I want a private moment, then I would let her go alone.
It is kind of that. It's like a little of both. Like, she's always sketchy, but there is probably a little bit more to it. So.
Then I think I'm gonna tag along and then pull Zahara away and give them a private moment, because I do kind of want to say goodbye to him because he was.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
We can hang back and let you have a moment, and then we can say goodbye.
Okay.
Yeah, or vice versa. So you guys walk in. Specs is there behind the bar. And he's at the bar, and he's like got his head in his hands, and he's got a warm cup of coffee. But once he hears the door open, he like opens an eye and goes,
Top of the morning to you. You're looking real bright and, bushy-tailed and what have you.
I could say the same to you three.
I'm plenty awake. I don't know what you're talking about. Gail didn't get the bucket or anything. It's fine.
Didn't get the bucket.
Sure.
Maybe she was coming with us.
Me too.
Tied.
Anyway, Spexy, you want to? I just, you requested my goodbyes, and here they are, as better than previously. So
He puts his cup down and
Goodbyes.
he swivels the stool and comes off and he goes, goodbye, kid. And like, again, this is the only person that can like, where you hug them and you're the shorter, you're like your head is on his chest, like he's almost like a full foot taller than you.
not really.
No, but all right, fine, a head.
That's true.
Anyway, and he gives you a pat on the head and a hug, and he goes, "Hey, watch your back, and remember, never spend your own money."
Never.
Good. And he turns to both of you guys and says, "Cade, I was going to say pleasure as always, but this is the first time we met, so I hope the next time will be a pleasure as always." And he goes to Zahara and says, "Again, we didn't really talk much, but I know that Gale must have protected you from me for a reason." And he gives you a bit of a wink.
Nice to meet you too.
I gotta go.
So you guys can take a step out if
I'm gonna follow Zahara.
we're gonna go a little over because
backtrack.
we are at the end of where I wanted to be. So
I'm just
but
wondering
we are
if
gonna.
one of them's gonna let her know that Specs is gay, so she could stop being like,
true. Well,
He thought, I'm not gonna lie, me as him right now thought about telling you, but he's like, nah, he wouldn't do that. He likes messing with people, so
yeah,
he,
and
he
Estrella
enjoys
doesn't.
when people are
Estrella
around
doesn't
him.
ruin his fun, so
Yeah.
she's just letting it go. But
It'll be a running gag. Like, she'll just never know. Her gator is just broken when it comes to specs.
Just specs.
just specs.
Anyway, Estrella,
yeah.
we are gonna go a little over.
I mean, we are a little over already, but
I know, but we're gonna go even more if you want to have
yes.
this conversation.
It's going
with
to be
him
quick,
first.
I promise.
Okay.
So she just.
We're gonna hang back then while
Yeah.
she goes up.
Yeah.
Oh, they've. All right. Well, that's good because So Spexy, just one last thing. I mean, I already asked, but just you're gonna pass along that message for me, right?
Yeah.
To Marcus.
Don't worry, kid.
All right. Also,
Where,
what?
did he tell you where the boat was heading?
I thought it was heading to Forminda.
No.
Does that make sense? I don't even remember what the map looks like.
It's,
So
I'm gonna say that he did tell
that would
you.
make sense.
It's headed to the Mount,
He might have told me.
which
I believe he did tell me because it was a military vessel, and I remember having this conversation before.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, we
you
had
guys-
this conversation. I remember because I made a statement. I said, oh, we could jump off the boat when it has to pass near Forminda and get in our
Right.
murder boat. But then we decided to go to the mount anyway and just head towards the Charlie area, whatever, and then backtrack.
Right.
So yeah, we had this conversation.
Okay.
But
So he actually does tell you when you say this, hey kid, you might actually get there. You might see him before I do.
what? What do you mean? Where?
Well, I mean, they should probably still be there by the time you get there.
He's at a military base?
Yeah, it's the Mount. That's the chill one. You've been there.
Right. He's at the Mount. He's there.
Mm-hmm.
At the Mount.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Good. That's great. That's awesome. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Yeah. Okay, well, if I don't, then you'll pass it along, and if I do, then you'll see him, and then maybe everything will be great. And anyway, also there's some blue light coming out of the Sorcerer's Hall, and I thought that was weird. Just figured I'd put that out there if anyone was curious. Okay, goodbye. And she leaves.
I will make a note of that. And he just takes a pen that was lying on the counter and just writes it on the bar. Not on a piece of paper. He just scribbles it onto
It
the
might
bar.
mean something. There might be something about that. If you want to look into that, in your spy network kind of thing. Okay, bye. And she leaves.
As you go, he pulls you in for one more hug, and he goes, hey, I mean it. Be careful, kid, okay?
Always.
Always watch your back. And
my front.
never spend your
my
own money.
Yes. I would never.
Alright, and he goes, alright, get out of here. And he spins you around and then, gives you, a playful,
like a push,
yeah. when adults
Yeah.
give, kids a little kick, as a nudge, he, gives you a little, kick like that.
Okay, yeah.
Alright.
Then I leave.
Cool. So you guys make your way through the city. I'm gonna have you guys make me, I'm assuming that you're moving stealthily since you are going to a point that is supposed to be an undisclosed location.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, before we are able to do that, are we
yes.
able to discuss about the book?
I'll write the book.
Yeah, quickly, because
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yes, time, yeah, well, I mean...
Isn't the goal to not be caught anyway, though?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know that leaving, because we need to bring the. I mean, you stole the book, so I don't know why you stole the book, but now that we have the book, I don't want to just let go of the book. And leaving it in the library is going to be very suspicious, to be honest.
I do worry that they'll be able to track us, track our trace.
Yeah, something
from the
like
book.
that.
Does that make sense?
I don't study magic. I don't know anything about that. It's gross. But like, they might have the ability to like magic fingerprinting or something. I don't know. Maybe they can find us from that. Some sort of there might be a spell that like goes back in time based on an object and where it's been, and it can see us. I don't know. I don't know if that exists, but it just seems like scary to give it to just when it's something that important. They might put that amount of magical
I do think
energy
if we get
into
caught,
it.
We're fucked no matter what.
Correct. So
you don't think that the protectors that are on the ship are gonna be looking for it or keyed into it?
I mean, why would they? On the ship? Like, why would they be looking for it there?
I mean, not necessarily that they're looking for it, but maybe just
like they'd know that
they
it was
might
taken,
get notified.
But what does that mean? Then it's like in order to find it, you have to use some sort of high-level locator spell.
And what if they use it
on the ship
and they know it's on the boat?
I mean, we talked about this before? Does the locator spell?
It's very broad.
It's broad.
It's broad in the sense that like they knew that the book hadn't left Dorsima at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But they also can't. It's a powerful spell that covers the entire plane or continent. So they wouldn't be able to. They can't cast it. I'm gonna say basically they can't cast it more than once a day, and even that is going to be, or like every few days actually, because it takes a lot of energy. Mm-hmm. And so they knew that it hadn't left Dorsima that day. But you guys ended up getting out, so you don't know how long.
Like it wouldn't be every protector's priority to find this book.
No, you know that it wasn't the protectors, it was the mages.
Yeah, the wizards.
Oh, gotcha.
It's the wizards who.
Yeah, okay, I thought it was the protectors.
No. I think if we're getting caught, we're screwed no matter what, so we might as well just keep the book.
I agree.
For now.
All right.
And if I have to hop ship in the murder boat, I'll do it.
With us, right?
So,
just All right. Well, noted.
So I assume that you guys.
I meant as like a diversion.
So I assume that you guys are moving stealthily as you move through the city, though, to get to the Port of Shire.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want each of you to make me a stealth check.
Can I guidance myself?
What is my
Or.
I got a nat 20.
Nice.
28.
Stealth.
I got a 16.
I am rather stealthy.
My stealth is 5. 18.
Cool. So yeah, you guys Cade, you are just in the shadows. You are part of the shadows. And Cade and Estrella and Zahara, you guys are also like fully concealed. And you are able to pretty much skirt on the like side of the wall. But you kind of just look like if anybody were to see you, you just look like travelers that are heading early for their ship. You don't really look out of place. It is like nearing dawn, so like there are some people who are coming in, like setting up their shops, or like you see that people come out of the barracks and are getting ready or doing like morning exercises and whatever other military checks they do in the morning. And you guys make it to the Port of Shire.
All right. Oh, we have a map.
Yes. So the one thing I didn't put in here was the actual ship. So just
there's no boat. They left without us. We're too late.
Pretend that there's pretend that there is a massive warship right
like
here
we're
in the
swimming.
middle.
Noted.
And you know that Specs told you to go to the slip at the far right of the entrance and stand under the lamp, which is right here. We're pretending this is a lamp, street lamp. And so this is the slip that he was talking about. And now that you are here, I'm going to say, you see that this place, despite how early it is bustling. And it is, your horses, are 2 of them in the bag? Did you leave them behind?
Oh, I assumed we picked them up. 2 of them are in
Okay.
the bag.
So-
One of
2 of them are in the bag. You guys are, I guess, walking with
I'm
one.
gonna have Harold out with me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I assume Zahara's horse will be the one that's out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Harold.
Me and
Yeah.
Estrella aren't really
Yeah.
animal people.
Yeah.
So,
Me and my menagerie.
you kind of walk over to this area. Maybe Zahara stays back, or no, I guess you could take. I don't see why you couldn't take a horse on a dock. But you see that like they're loading up this ship and getting everything ready. And so you guys give me one more stealth check, all of you.
Oh no.
That's an 8.
That's a 10.
Oh.
Coming off the high of my 28.
Jesus.
You're nat 20.
My
Can
nat
I have
20.
guidance to myself? Again?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many times can you do that
It's
in
a
a day?
cantrip.
Oh, it's a cantrip? Yeah, sure.
I give myself a pep talk before I sneak around constantly. So that's my stealth is 5, 6, 7, 26.
Alright, at least one of us got a good one. To be fair, I am carrying a horse. It's kind of hard to be stealthy.
carrying
Why
a
were you
horse.
carrying it?
With the horse
I
down.
have a +0
It's
strength.
just like-
Sure.
Okay.
Sure,
Okay.
Zahara.
All right, focus.
Right.
So Estrella, you I'm gonna say this is what happens. Cade and Zahara are not used to they're fairly sneaky people, hunting versus, walking around in a library. They're
Sneaking
usually
in a
pretty
library,
quiet.
Oh,
yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I get it.
we're sneaking around in a library, but I mean, just being in a library, being a quiet person, Cade is used to this, but not the criminal aspect of sneaking around.
Mhm.
Estrella, this is old hat for you.
Mhm.
You get to the light, and you remember, obviously, that Specs said, don't stand immediately in the light. Cade and Zahara stand immediately under the light.
All right.
To be fair, Cade does not want to be on this boat. Cade does not like boats. Cade is very stressed about getting on the boat. So I think Cade's
Valid.
not so much paying attention to anything. Like, Cade was good stealthing through the streets, but now they're thinking, oh my god, I have to get on a boat, and I'm going to be on a boat for, I don't know, a few days, I think, a week? What do we say?
Yeah, it'll be about,
So Cade's
a couple days.
freaking out.
okay.
Zahara just has a horse, so.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Zahara just had
So-
a horse. Yeah, that'll do it.
You guys are here, and some time passes. You get some weird looks from, sailors on other ships. Because you're just standing there under this light, and you just kind of are looking around. And,
I want to pet Harold.
okay. You can do so. You don't.
So at
roll,
least
roll to pet horse. Um,
at least it doesn't look as suspicious.
I'm scared about what you just rolled and that face you made.
rolled a nat 20 for someone.
Oh.
I was about to ask. We just kind of sped through a whole bunch of stuff, but I would have been in disguise.
Yes, I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I have?
I assumed that was you getting ready in the morning.
Yeah.
Who are you now, Claire?
I haven't named
that
myself
roll
yet.
roll your
Yeah,
deception.
and
check
I'm
for
doing
deception.
my with advantage because it's a new day, so
Yes.
which didn't go super well for me either. But Yeah, that's just a 15. Oh wait,
Okay,
but
make note of
with guidance would have been a 19.
Okay, make note of that.
Okay. That I will
Um,
make a note of, actually.
so you guys are standing here. Estrella, you're still like out of the bright light, but you guys see someone walking towards you, and what's his name? Specs told you that Tony was a dwarf, so you expect to be looking for a squat man.
Uh-huh. Sure.
And what you end up seeing. Hold on, I want to make sure that I have the right person. No, I'm not sure if I have the right person. Well, you can tell me if if the name is wrong for the person. You see. An admiral walking towards you. A fairly tall, light blue dragonborn. Very, very strong looking, very, muscular, broad. Walking up to you and says, can I help? Oh, wait, hold on, I gotta do a voice for this. Actually, is just gonna say that. Roll one more time. Zahara, roll me insight.
Insight or deception?
Well, there's nothing that you can be deceiving about right now.
Pretending I'm a different
roll me
person.
insight.
Okay, that is a 22.
You see your mother walking towards you. Your birth mother. Not the woman who you usually consider being the one that raised you. And you were almost, actually, you were not expecting this, I'm assuming, as you don't. She's more beat up than you remember. She's got scars and tears and things that her fin, like, ear is torn. And she's seen some shit, probably.
Yeah.
And she walks up to the three of you and goes, Zahara?
Really quick, I would like
Is
to
that
retcon
you?
and say that her hood is up because, like, if they were sneaking, she would have put her hood up from her cloak.
Zahara.
How do you say it?
Zahara.
Zahara.
It's Zahara. It's not
Zahara?
Hera. It's like hair.
I feel like I say Zahara. Maybe that's
I
why
say
it's so
Zahara.
weird to me. Zahara.
Zahara. Yeah.
Zahara? I guess. She goes, Zahara? Is that you? That's British, but we're gonna pretend.
You'll work on that for next season.
I've been trying to work on it. And it just doesn't come out when I want it to. No, she does, but the thing is, unfortunately, even with your hood up under that street light, there's just, you did not roll well, did you? I think you rolled and you've got a giant horse. And a hawk.
Oh,
And
for my
frog.
stealth check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she goes, Zahara? I can't do it any other way.
No, I like it.
Zahara? Is that you?
Hi, Mom.
And that's where we'll end our session.
No!
Alright.
Oh. By the way, I thought of the note and stuff.
Ooh, what did the note say?
The note said, "I'm done. I'm leaving. Don't come looking for me." Signed, Z.
Ooh.
Both of us signed notes with just our initial, because I signed it, the note I had for Marcus as E. So
She signed Z
Yeah.
just for
it's a
leaving.
very like
Um,
yeah. Anyway, it's a mood.
Yeah.
Damn, can't imagine having
Yeah.
family issues because my whole family's dead. But like, shit. You
I
know?
did have one other thought, but I think I'm gonna save that for when we come. I had one more planned for you, Cade.
Haha.
And as
I'm
for the
free.
straw-
I am gonna tell you, I had something planned for you, Cade.
Damn it!
But you know what? It's just gonna have to wait until
Damn it.
we come back from our mid-season hiatus.
Woo!
All right, it's late. Good night,
Yes.
everyone. Thanks for sticking with us. We
Yes.
will be starting our spooky season after this, so I don't know if it's going to be Resident Evil next, or we've got a few other things. Grim Fandango.
I will
some
also
other stuff.
maybe
I
or
don't know.
maybe not
We'll see.
be there.
Yeah.
Real
This
that.
this starts my hiatus as well, which I may or may not be able to come some weeks. It's gonna be play by ear thing with
Yeah,
taking
her
care
shrimp?
of my shrimp.
Sweet.
I'm just gonna be a shrimp for Halloween.
That's
Just a full-on shrimp.
That seems accurate. Yeah.
Do it. You won't.
I will.
I'm gonna be an ostrich,
Okay.
so you know.
They would.
I have a couple.
Would it be Catra for Halloween? In case anyone was wondering.
Love it.
I
I
wish I could
don't
go
know
that.
if I'm gonna be anything for Halloween now.
I mean,
I'm
Were you
working.
gonna be Catra?
No, I was gonna be
Oh.
Trinity from The Matrix because of my haircut.
Oh.
That way, Rob.
You're
could-
working on Halloween? Is that what you
I am.
said?
I'm working during the party, the day. Of
Oh no!
Oh,
The whole.
no.
I mean,
well,
It's
have
the
this.
evening. It's an
Anyway.
evening. It's a Halloween event.
Gotcha.
Sienna, we can have our own party.
right, yeah.
Over like, I
Party
don't know,
I'd be more
text or
comfortable
Skype
at.
or whatever.
So.
I mean,
yeah.
again, I will be working.
Anyway, good night, everyone. I'm tired.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Night.